because the things that come out of my mouth are dangerous.
No,
Don't do that.
We can't have what we
I'll have no job.
Some of us have careers online, Jason. We need to not get.
So we are actually live now.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Chastise me like that in front of everybody. Ugh.
Yeah, literally, Matt's in
I
chat.
just looked
hi.
at the stream. I was like, "Fuck, that's my face."
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry.
Hi.
This is-
Hello. Yes. Hello, everyone watching, and hello. Thank you, fam, for joining me, so we can play this weird heist version of Game of Thrones. We've been away for a bit, so thanks for your patience while I did other things. Full disclosure, I'm not feeling too great today. I've had a day off sick, so I really, really wanted to play. So I might not bring what I called with these folks in the pre-game the big fire and blood energy, but it should be cool. I'm relying on these fine people to be awesome, basically, if that's all right. Let's say hi to people watching and go around with folks. Tom, let's start with you. You're just to my right hand side. So it's been a while for Alfred. How are you doing?
It's been a long time. I think it's almost 3 months.
How are you feeling?
So, yeah, I'm good.
Neglected.
I'm happy. I'm really happy. I mean, yeah, sure. I haven't played for a while, but I've had a lot of entertainment to watch. And be stressed on the sidelines, not on screen going, oh God. I've been doing that off camera, so it's great. It's it's kind of like I've never been so stressed. I probably get more stressed watching than I do playing. 100%.
Really?
100%. Yeah. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I've been pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm glad to be back playing Alfred in this. Expertly planned heist, not heist delivery,
like reversal heist.
It's I don't know how the heist came in, but it is.
Well, basic planning is the same, right? You got to get you got to get to somewhere, surreptitiously, and then instead of delivering, getting a thing, you deliver a thing. It's the Inception version.
We've gone full Inception.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. It's good. I can't wait to get started. But yeah, I'm sure nothing can go wrong.
Cool.
It's just a delivery, right?
Yeah, totally. And
We are Amazon Prime for Westeros.
Westeros Prime, Amazon Westeros. Don't know. But Tommy, you're still doing Technical Tuesdays and stuff, right?
Yes. So I'm still on Encounter Roleplay. They can't get rid of me. They've tried many times. Charlie can attest to that, but they just can't get rid of me for Call of Cthulhu. So yeah, I'm on Tentacle Tuesday at 7:00 UK time, whatever that is, and everything's. We just did a one shot on Tuesday, but we got a campaign still going.
Cool, yeah. I've seen there's been a few one shots, right?
Yeah, well, Will, having a life, he has to do stuff, right? Which is really annoying Charlie. I mean, just look at that, burning daggers in him right at this moment. But yeah, so we get the lovely Lindy. She comes and does the keeper of one shot, and we just have a lot of fun. And
I watched your crazy wedding one.
Oh yeah,
that was just great. And your old lady just had me in absolute stitches.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I just basically went full Monty Python.
Yeah,
and
it was great.
Just went with it. It was fun. It was just really a fun character because a lot of the time when you play Call of Cthulhu, you got to be serious. It's primarily serious, but then you get a little silliness in. Well, that's how I try to play it. But with one shots, you just don't care. So you can be as wacky and as silly as you want, and that's what I decided to go with, and it was a lot of fun. I might bring her back at one point.
Please, mate. That would be amazing.
If Alfred dies,
backup character in the bag.
Right there. Right.
I don't think the scenes would be quite the same as, like, I don't know, let's say Sir Oliver dies and you're at the funeral and everyone's like all sad, and then you go, oh, what a lovely man he was. See, it just wouldn't be the same, really. I think it would just kill the whole thing completely, wouldn't it?
Make it better. Like,
it would be amazing.
I remember when he came to my bedchamber. So
I ship it.
I mean, Oliver's been shipped with everyone.
Lady Wild. Hello.
Best Westerosi
Lord
boyfriend.
Ironwood.
Yeah, totally.
So
I was going to go to Jason, but there's an empty chair there now. Oh, hi.
Oh, yes, I had.
I'm here. I think. Hi.
How
you doing?
How are you doing, buddy?
Feeling some regret for suggesting that you stealthily start the stream, but other than that, no, feeling all right. Feeling great. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Much love. But at Just Jason, please, on Twitter if you want to find out where I am at any one point in time. I got some stuff going around, some projects circulating and shifting. So yeah, hopefully going to be a fun time there as well as here as I take on an entirely new character apart from Simon and apart from the backup that I've generated. So fun times. Yeah.
And there was a Grains of Truth on Monday, right? I think I missed it.
Yes, there was. And we are actually had some discussions behind the scenes. And Lydia, Half-Assed Hermit, on that game, who was originally slotted for a guest, has now agreed during the sort of lull in her touring season to come and be a permanent part of the cast for now. So we've got 3 lovely people, Jamie, Lydia, and of course being hosted by the ever wonderful friend of the show, Susanna Grace. It's a fun time. Happens every 2 weeks or so, and it's just a great time. We still need to get you penciled in, so like hit me up after this.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Cool.
When he has some free time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Sam's going, what is free time?
Wait, what even is time?
What is time? It's
Actually,
just, yeah.
You know, speaking of time, there's no segue there. Hi, Susie.
Hi, Sam. You all right?
Doing some. Yeah, I've been better.
Yeah. Mood.
What have you been up to other than helping us at Black Cats and doing? Oh, Encounter last night was a Zweihander thing, and you had some crazy black makeup on, right?
Yeah, we had the premiere of the Hellfire plot, which was real cool. Which is basically, what if Guy Fawkes but we're demons?
I got that vibe.
And Bloodborne.
It's their new kind of campaigny adventure thing, right? Yeah,
it's a little mini series we're doing for 4 weeks all through November. It'll end right at the end of November before Charlie and I disappear off to America for a week. We've got lovely Charlie in it. We've got Jay Britton, voice actor, in it. We've got Spooky Jordan, Mr. Hottest Singles, in it. We've got who else is in it? Is that it?
Jess.
Yes. Oh my god, sorry, my brain is I'm not a human today. I told Charlie about 6 p.m. I haven't even woken up yet. So good energy, good vibes, good.
You're in good company.
Yeah.
What even is today?
It's gonna be a good episode, I can tell already.
This could only go well.
Another thing, I did a simple thing in After Effects last night, so I'm fucking untouchable. I'm a golden god.
Boom. Amazing. It looks awesome, and it is our. It was the gift for our tweet.
Yeah.
If someone can link the tweet, then let people know that we're playing. And Twitter just let me know that I'm missing Drag Race, which is great. Thanks, Twitter.
That's right, Sam. Put it on in the background. We can do this.
We can do this.
Cool.
We can cover your DMing while you're watching the drag queens. That's right.
See you later.
Okay, so Miria ends up as queen.
Start your engines.
Good.
Okay. So Charlie, seeing as you're hijacking my stream.
I'm sorry.
What is new with you and Encounter Roleplay?
What is new? Well, you mentioned we had the new Zweihander campaign, and we are using the new Mangosh supplement to inform that, which is super cool.
Mangosh.
Mangosh.
Is that some kind of fruit?
It's a French dagger, I think.
Oh, is it?
Told me.
It means left hand.
It does mean left hand.
Mangosh, of course it does.
It's like an offhand dagger.
Sure, yeah.
So we've got that going on. It's actually we're nearing season end. That's ending at the end of the month. So new things are kind of going on behind the scenes as we set up our new shows. It has been announced that I'm running Game of Thrones over on Encounter next season. There will be a casting call for that. So if you in chat are interested in potentially playing on Encounter Roleplay, keep an eye out for that. Last night, however, I was on Tales from the Grim, in Don's campaign, and it was our finale. It was a big one. It went on a long time, but it at the same time, it was one of those games where it was long, but it didn't feel long. And, it had to be played until we were done.
I applaud your commitment.
Emotional times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that finished. I think we got off air about 20 to 7 this morning. And then debrief and calm down took a while. And then I had a chiropractor's appointment this afternoon. So I'm running on very little sleep. I've had a very busy week with lots of games and lots of stuff going on. But I'm super excited. I've missed my Westerosi family so much. And Sam, you're a trooper because I know today's shit and this is the last thing you want to be doing. But I promise, Westerosi fam got your back.
It's not. It's going to lift my spirits, and we're going to have an awesome time.
When you remember how ridiculous our plan is, the joy is going to hit you.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this plan for a long time, and the day is here, and I have full faith in Maester Wirral, Gerald Cleaver, Alice Strong, and Alfred Wilde, the best of Aegon Rivers troops on this body drop suicide mission.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah. I don't have a massively well prepared, well written thing like I usually do for the start of these. I usually have some pre written things for the scenes. So I would like to ask the group. So every heist begins, doesn't it, with a really cool. Everyone's sat round in a circle, planning what they're gonna do. I think that takes place aboard the lower decks of a trading ship that's been en route from Braavos down across the coast of Essos and is now making its way from Tyrosh up by Shipbreakers Bay and in towards King's Landing. I would like just for you guys, maybe, I know that you've already talked about the plan and sorted it all out maybe, but for the sake of me and people watching, what is the discussion being had while I also find the NPC that definitely said he was going on this mission as well?
Oh, it's Tom's boyfriend.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, Alfred's boyfriend, not Tom's boyfriend.
No, it's Tom's boyfriend now.
No judgment here, man.
It's
I don't think I could ever pull someone like that. Bloody hell.
Was it really session 1 that you were back there?
Yes.
Might have been, yeah.
Oh my
Probably,
God.
yeah. A lot has changed.
So, here we are below the decks of the ship. I have laid out before me all of the documents that I believe we will require for our plan, although there are a few that I have yet to finish. I hold them up proudly. I am a portly man with tan skin, an excellent mustache, and a healthy beard. I wear around my neck the chain of a maester, and I carry myself with all of the dignity of the citadel. Simon, take note.
Conversely, Alice is none of those things. She is a tall, broad woman with rippling muscles and wearing sort of a vest top. And she's kind of eating a piece of hard tack or something. It's shit and horrible, but she kind of squints forward in the darkness and squints at the documents. We need those for. Are we just chucking him on a horse and slapping its ass and sending it in there?
First, we must get to the place where the horse will be unleashed. I have been working also on the harness that we will require for that. And the maester kind of stands and wobbles the ship to's and fro's in the kind of churning of the sea as we're passing, and goes over to this crate and pulls out this strap-laden harness. It looks like 16 belts sewn together, and there's a point in the middle which has been made out of what looks like a chunky candle holder. And this is where we will put the spike.
You see in the glint of the candlelight stiletto that's sort of being sharpened by a very, contrary to Alice, wiry, kind of spindly character, laden with scars and just kind of looking at the canister. His head tilts to the side. The spike? And what the hell is that for again? There are about 7,000 steps in your plan. Can barely remember 2.
The body is pretty rigid, but it will not hold up on its own on the back of a charging horse. We need to secure it well enough that it stays upright until... boom.
Boom.
Or boom tinkle.
Fucking hedge wizards. And he just goes back to sharpening
How
his sword.
dare you, sir? I am a maester of the Citadel. I will not be accused of
All right,
hedge wizardry.
all right. Break it up.
There's some swearing in Tyroshi from behind you as Galirio shoos some rats away from the tarred body of Lord Arryn, carried in just like laid on the floor under a sheet. Be gone. It will be maybe a day or 2 until we reach landfall. Alfred, are you well? You haven't said much.
Alfred's kind of just looking at the map, but he's not just looking at a map of kind of like King's Landing. He's looking at Westeros, and he's kind of his eyes going around it. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. And he'll turn to the body. Shouldn't we get a box for him? How are we getting him in King's Landing?
Galerium like motions his head towards the maester and just shrugs. How are we getting into King's Landing?
I mean, I was hoping we'd have some sort of box. You know, I'm sure there might be one on the ship somewhere in the hold. We could have a look.
Friends, you are thinking about this all wrong. You are thinking of this as a dead man. He is not dead. We will get in the same way we get out, without the crowds.
If
Just
he's not,
friends going to King's Landing to witness a spectacle.
if he's not dead, why is he lying so still?
Yeah, we can walk. He can't.
Look at the size of me. Do I look like I walk? We will take a cart. We are civilized individuals.
That's news to me.
You're right, I can tell.
Right. Okay. So the plan is we load him up in a cart, and we go in with the crowds. I mean,
That is correct.
What does he actually look? Does he look like he's covered in tar, just black tar?
So it's a bit of a preservation thing. I'm not entirely real world sure, if I'm honest. It's
okay.
It's not like, so they'd usually dip like a head in tar to keep it kind of looking vaguely like the person for a while they had maybe like a head on a spike or something. So yeah, his body, like, without having been prepared, I mean, in a way, maybe he will have had to be like almost taxidermied, because
I kind of imagine it as a cross between like a taxidermy, and you know when you stick your finger in candle wax and it comes out with like that semi-translucent waxy texture. That's how I imagine it.
Okay, that makes this a bit more easy. I thought he was covered in black tar.
He's kind of, I imagine he's also been stuffed with kind of herbs and things like that, dried herbs to preserve, and it also helps with the smell. Rather than like pickle barrel him, he's been
like
maester mummified
for a sec. He's probably been lightly mummified, so I had all the major stuff whipped out, probably coated in a resin,
desiccated a bit, and then
Silent Sisters got to him. He's probably, obviously dead if you look at him, but trick of the light, inside of a cart. Don't look too close and he'll be serviceable.
Okay. So we go in within the crowds, and then we find a way to get where we need to go.
Correct. We have a number of options for that. These papers are just one of them.
I mean, with the cart and with me and my axe, we can always disguise me as some sort of lumber worker, some sort of delivering timber for the joust. There's a Tony, right?
I mean, I think it's important that we all should have I mean, we all there for the tourney, but you know, a little bit more information. I'm going to masquerade myself as possibly a hunter. Perhaps Alice, we know each other.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Where are we going to stay?
Pretend.
I'm not, personally. As soon as this is done, I'd say we get out.
Yeah, but if we pull off what we want to pull off, there ain't no getting out.
Maybe
They're
not
going to
for
shut
you.
everything down straight away.
I believe our learned friend meant merely the night that we will need to be there before the event itself. These events usually carry large encampments of travelers. There's the inns of the city. No one will care who we are unless we make them care who we are.
Subtlety.
We just sleep with the hedge knights. They just camp out wherever. We can just camp out wherever. People are here for the tourney. It's not going to be weird strangers around town, right?
It's true.
And I've slept with hedge knights before.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have.
I do not see.
This does not surprise me.
I do not see a tent lying around.
Who needs a tent?
He points to the dead body behind you.
Yeah, blanket over it.
We can perhaps acquire one when we reach shore.
Or yeah.
And would that be through your methods, or? And I point my dagger over to Alice's battle axe.
I
I'm
think
not sure it is worth murdering a man for a tent.
And again, we must keep a low profile. We only use that as a last resort.
Well, the slush money is not going to go far.
No. And
I'd say we have the equivalent of... He pours through this kind of little chest of silver. Around 3 dragons here.
A lowly maester, of course, is one that must be looked after and is not above borrowing things.
If you can use that kind of clout.
Subtly borrowing things.
ah,
A true maester.
if you think so, Maester, I have.
Well, I believe it is
Good.
more subtle than a trail of blood.
Yes,
Gerald.
I agree.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I would agree.
Sam, with our plan, do I have the other bag that we were going to plan? You know, remember?
You'll either have to subtly remind me or just tell me because I forgot.
Okay, so I'll type it. All right.
Secrets, so
All right.
many secrets.
While Tom's typing, Galirio throws a silver stag to each of you, and it's got that new coin look. It's not been muddied around, chipped off the edges. And he says, "Look, what do you see?"
Something that makes the world go round. We're supposed to be seeing something
Alfred will say coins, but in Tyroshi.
These are
Very shiny pennies.
These are silver stags. Look again. Who do you see?
Oh, shit.
And on each of the silver stags, it's minted the face of Daemon Blackfyre.
It is.
Useless. Gerald's gonna just throw it away from him.
Maybe useless, if people are careful.
In a busy town with a tourney and people going by, and particularly inns and all that, I don't think they're going to be looking at the thing, or they're going to see silver.
Yes, but we must make it less shiny. That raises too many suspicions. I have a number of small bottles which may tarnish the coins. That will help. Unless, of course, you like your pennies particularly shiny.
Penny's a penny.
Not when they're useless.
The Maester will gather up the silver stags that we intend to use as our kind of funds for actually getting resources that we need, and take them over to the small workbench, kind of lurching and lumbering, and carefully removes a bottle from a rack that has been kind of screwed into this desk so that it doesn't to and fro in the seas. And it's, I imagine it's like a weak acid, and kind of just drops the 5 coins into the liquid, swirls it around. They will need a little time, and then drop them in the mud on the way through, and we should be good.
And let's not forget that we do have his heraldry, and she points to the body. Right banners can go far enough.
Yes, with people when we want to talk to those banners.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we've got his maester here, right? He's here on behalf of the good Lord Aaron.
Anyone know who Lord Aaron's maester is?
Don't know.
Charlie, make
I
me
hope they wouldn't.
I need to do everything in this plan. He's like busy trying to sort out these coins, busy working on the harness in the back of his brain and the rest of the papers to forge. And all right, let me think. Lord Aaron. And
Make me a cunning memory check.
all right, cunning memory.
Difficulty 12.
Oh, hang on. I remember how to do that on the sheet now. It's been so long since we played. 17.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Nice. Just Charlie, you can tell me who that maester is. It's that person. Unless you want me to just come up with a name.
It is Maester. I almost said Daemon then. I've been thinking about this game too much. Not appropriate. Maester Torrin.
Torrin. All right. Cool.
ooh.
Maester Torrin.
And do you know this maester? Have you seen him before?
I have not met this man, but I am aware of many aspects of his reputation.
Could you masquerade as him?
A maester that works for the Aarons, of course. Nothing happens in the Riverlands. I shall just be terribly boring.
Okay.
From the upper decks, the captain of the vessel comes down. This suave bravo with a fencing sword at his side and a left-hand dagger. The whatever the fruit was you said earlier.
Mangush, I believe.
Yeah.
Immediately cover the plans.
Hide my stiletto in my sleeve.
Continue swirling coins.
Friends, relax. I've agreed to take you this far to King's Landing. We shall be there within the day. Just this overnight, down, hopefully, unperturbed through Shipbreakers Bay, and then onto the docks. But that is as far as I've been paid to do. I have no more men waiting with something to help you into King's Landing to cart you off. You may have to make those arrangements yourself, I'm afraid.
We will do that.
Quite understood. If you could calm the ship, the toing and froing is dangerous. And eyeing the various chemicals that are in this wreck.
Oh, yeah, he'll just go have a word with the sea. Yeah, he'll put in a good word.
Alice, do you not pray to the gods for better things?
As much as any other man, but bloody hell, it's a ship.
Believe a little stronger, Alice. It will get you far. Goes back to swirling coins in the little flask.
Pray to your gods, whoever they are, my friends. We all will. You always must in Shipbreakers Bay. Now, folks, is there anything that you want to, any little vignettes or scenes you want to set up before we reach King's Landing?
Alfred might go around and start talking to them to get to know them better. I mean, he's probably got a general idea, but this was literally just a bunch of people who signed on a piece of paper to say they would do a suicide mission. So he kind of wants to know a little more about them. So, Alfred's going to just kind of look around and see what the others are going to do. He'll probably head to the maester first, swirling the coins to approach, and he kind of takes a seat next and examines a bit closely.
You have questions.
More than one. Mainly, how does a maester get mixed up in all of this?
How does a one-eyed bastard get mixed up in all of this?
And he'll clench his jaw. By trying to do the right thing.
Then you have your answer.
He'll smirk.
You don't believe me?
Well, I mean, the right thing is different in other people's eyes, isn't it?
You don't believe in the cause?
It's just one cause over many. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lord Bittersteel is, well, imposing
Answer me
person.
this, Alfred Wilde. Who do you fight for? When you are on that battlefield, when you face that blade and the blood, who do you fight for? Why do you fight?
Because I'm a knight. And knights fight for...
Many men are knights. Why do you fight, Alfred Wilde?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
He's going to pause for a moment and just think and look at the maester and then get up and leave.
Do the Mass Effect thing and just like walk off.
Yeah, no pout. Just like, okay.
Sir Wilde.
He pauses, he stops.
You'll figure it out at the end of this. And if you don't, we are all lost.
And he'll kind of walk off and try and head to whoever's... I mean, what's Alison's... I don't know how to put it. I'm going to say Geralt.
Go ahead. All good. It's good enough.
You know.
Alice is currently in an extended training montage. She's been doing her push-ups, a one-handed push-up. She's been sharpening her weapon. She's got that good sheen on, you know. She's probably, as Alfred approaches, she's probably sat on a stool, wiping off her brow with a rag.
You,
What?
Forgive me.
I'm not like other girls back home.
Well, I mean, you're like one, I guess, that I know. Works in the forges.
Oh.
I mean, maybe not as big and strong as you, and, you know, maybe not as good with the old axe, but wouldn't say ladylike.
She kind of like squints at him. Is that a problem?
No, not at all. I mean, my mother wasn't ladylike.
Oh, I'm not into boys with mum issues. Sorry.
And he looks genuinely confused. I wasn't.
I'm busting your balls. And she just kind of like swats his arm.
Okay. Honestly, I was just here to just get to, you know, I mean, we're going to be doing this and we could potentially, like, you know, end in our day. I was just wondering why you joined, why you're here.
Do you talk to all the girls like this?
I don't talk to many girls.
No, I can tell. Yeah.
Am I doing it wrong? Should I be doing something? How should I?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not your dad. Not going to teach you how to talk to girls. Sorry. But I'm here because, was it my great uncle, great uncle, great uncle, fucked a Targaryen.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, fucked a queen, no less. 2 little bastard sons. Passed them off as her husbands, but yeah.
So you have Targaryen blood in you,
No, not me.
but
But they saw to it that my family were destroyed, wiped out. Why do you think I'm in Essos? So I thought,
out of
when I
reason.
saw that pretty little sign-up sheet and I saw your clueless little face, I thought, he's fucking dead. And what better excuse than to one last fuck you to them?
So you're doing it just to stick the middle finger up to the Targaryens?
Why not? Got nothing else. I ain't got castle. I ain't got lands. I ain't got a pretty little dress to prance around in court with. All I've got, my arms, my axe, this thick fucking head of mine.
Somehow I feel that you'd be happier now than if you had all those. And I don't think I'd ever see you in a pretty little dress.
No. They did try once.
I bet they live to regret that.
So many people did.
Right. But that's good to know. Don't piss you off. That's I'll make a note of that. That's very good. So have you ever been to King's Landing before?
I think maybe when I was really little. Long time ago.
Not you wouldn't have any knowledge of it, to navigate the streets. I heard it's like a jungle.
It's a shithole is what it is.
Yeah, I've heard that too. You
Yeah.
smell it before you see it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Well, an odd place for the seat of power.
Don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave you to doing your exercises, I guess.
Yeah. Try not to spend too long imagining me in a dress though, because might distract you. I need you on your game. And she goes back to like doing some curls.
I would never. And
She
he
just
looks
ignores him
down.
at this
He
point.
looks down at her, and he's totally imagining her in a dress. And then
she's just laughing to herself as she just sets back to doing some like curls.
Yeah, and then he starts to head off and look for Geralt.
I imagine he's been sort of skulking in a corner, just watching this terrible exchange. Like he stopped sharpening his stiletto, and he's just kind of twirling it in his hand at the moment, just like shaking his head every now and then.
He'll head on over and kind of sit up next to you, and you disagree with something.
3 things I can tell about you. You're young, you're a fool, and you want to go home.
I mean, yes. 2 of those are right. I wouldn't say I was a fool, but then again, a fool wouldn't really know, right?
And a fool would have wouldn't have 2 eyes.
Would
And he
have
kind of
2
stops.
eyes.
Would have. Yeah. And I'm not smart, especially according to that fat-headed maester.
We're going to need that fat-headed maester to make this work.
Sure.
It's a good
fine.
job some of us has got brains, because I think we're more brawn than anything.
You're saying I don't have brains?
Your words.
Your implication. Don't even know what that word means. It just sounds smart.
It does, doesn't it? It does. So I'm just. So why are you here? Why did you decide for the gold dragon?
He ignores the question, cleans his fingernails with the tip of his blade, and looks back. So where's home for you?
The Reach.
Where's home for you?
Greenmont. That's where I'm from.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
It's not. I mean, it's not massive.
Jason, roll a knowledge
Here we go.
test.
Sure,
Yay.
yeah. Knowledge, any specialty or bonus die?
Memory bonus dice from cunning
Nope.
or education.
4.
No. It's in the reach because you said it's in the reach.
Greenmont. Is that the name of it, or is that...
It's the name of it. Yes, it's the
Well,
family.
the family?
It was the family name and the area. Yes.
Ooh. You come from land.
No. I come from a little cottage in the wilds.
You come from a woman who was fucked by a lord and a lord that forgot you.
Well, it would seem so.
Would say that's a comfort for some. That's a lie. Me, I'm from Lannisport.
Oh, Lannisport. You're a long way from home.
For a reason.
What did you do?
A few reasons. My name is Geralt Cleaver. I used to be a butcher.
Until
Still am, by some accounts, I guess.
There's a different type of butchery.
No, it's all the same. Meat's meat, end of the day.
I doubt people buying meat at your store would agree.
You've been to King's Landing?
No.
Ask for a bowl of brown. Sure, you'll find out just what meat's on the market.
I don't think I'll be doing that, but thank you for the tip.
Like I said, you're young, you're a fool, and you want to go home. So, my question is, why did a Greenmont boy find his way out in Tyrosh?
Like I said before, I was out there because I tried to do the right thing.
And look where that got you.
Exactly. So now, I don't know what the right thing is anymore. I'm just going on gut. I'm just trying to get home.
He takes a look at your stomach and just kind of scratches at his chin. She's smart. Smart. He pauses, sinks his stiletto into I'm assuming crate that he sat upon, and leans in close. Listening to your gut's good enough. Listen to your head's even better, but I think it's the heart that you're going to want to turn to. Is your heart in this? Because I'll be honest, mine's not.
And Alfred will kind of give a slight nod. If everyone does its job and this goes out, we all walk away.
You really do think that, don't you?
I have to.
Don't let him bother you, Wild. His heart's not in it, but his coin purse is. And the Maester tips out the coins and kind of lays them out and gets a little file out and starts just tarnishing. He's not removing the heads or anything. He's just adding little...
But don't make it more useless. Geralt will actually pull out the stiletto, put it back in his sleeve, and go over to chastise and bother Wirral.
I am making it fit for you.
Galerio picks one up.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, this does look better.
Don't put it in your mouth.
He drops. Cool.
Galero, I think I would like some lessons now. up on deck.
Okay.
We've got time to kill.
Geralt misinterprets it as a euphemism.
Of
And
course.
Galeria looks back at Geralt like, but they head upstairs.
And upstairs, I mean, just again, learning Tyrosh.
Sure.
And yeah.
Okay.
And if he can, learning how I can freaking read and stuff, but I think it's more verbal than
He'll
seriously.
he'll give you see spot run kind of lessons, yeah. Okay, he's gonna make a persuasion. Straight persuasion, I guess. Boop. This is gonna be difficulty 12, I think, is in the book. Oh! I think it depends on your bonus dice. So I'll give you, so you basically get like a bonus dice to the next time you try to speak High Valyrian. Yeah. Because it's a dialect of High Valyrian in Tyrosh. So yeah, it's kind of like a kind of temporary bonus dice. So when you come to use to, if you ever need to speak High Valyrian, you've got a bonus dice and you kind of lose it, if that makes sense. Ah, you've gone very quiet. Is everyone quiet?
Sorry, it's because I muted myself. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool.
It's
Oh my
all good. It's all
computer.
good. It's all good. Okay, cool. And then after that, he's going to practice archery on shooting birds
All right.
that pass by. He's just going to do that all the way.
Okay. As you are practicing your archery, you can see off to the south, just in the distance, what you think might be Storm's End.
Oh, wow.
On the just in very distance on these little cliff tops. As the boat starts to rock some more, puts your aim off, and the night is lit beautifully, and the sea itself is lit beautifully by an almost full moon. The sky is quite clear for a change, because the storms from across the narrow sea are notorious, especially around Storm's End and Shipbreakers Bay. But hopefully you'll have a clear run of it.
Can you see, is Dragonstone in Storm's End?
Let me have a quick look. So
I can't remember because I remember it's like a
It's on the little island, right?
It's really imposing, isn't it?
So
It's
right,
huge.
I've been an idiot. So we're not going around. We're not going around Shipbreakers Bay at the moment. You're just going to be entering Blackwater Bay. So let me retcon that too. You think you see Dragonstone in the distance, and Dragonstone itself is this very foreboding. The architecture is very ancient Valyrian freehold. It's almost as if a dragon is sat on a cliff top of this island off to the north. To the south, Massey's Hook is this like little ring of mountains that then come to cliff points, and then sink into the sea. And there as well as a freehold that you're not sure, or as a holdfast you're not sure of who might be there itself.
Right.
But making good time and speed, you'll be on King's Landing within the day.
He'll nervously look at Dragonstone as if it's almost like the Targaryens like constantly watching them as they approach, and it's given him a very unnervy feeling. So much, in fact, that he has to go below deck to get out of sight of it because it's making his skin crawl.
In the night time when you're staring at something and your eyes start playing tricks with you, it's like the the dragon that looks like it sat on top of the cliff, itself made of stone, is watching you with a pair of beady eyes. And you think you see it move as your eye plays tricks on you.
Oh yeah, he's
And
definitely going below deck after that. Yeah, it's just forget this. He's going to go below deck, make sure everything's ready, and then try and fall asleep, I guess. You know, in what little bunk or place on the floor that he has.
Yeah, you've all just got like bits of floor here under deck. You guys are basically kind of like in like the cargo hold bit, almost like stowaways, although the captain knows that you're there. As you finally reach the docks on a bright morning at King's Landing, you are told to wait down below decks in a little corner that this smuggler has got, and kind of like a false back to the cargo area. You hear muffled voices as the cargo is inspected very briefly, checked in. You can, even though it's quite musky in here, you can actually smell more of a fishy smell than a briny smell from this part of the city. I would imagine that for Alfred, probably not for the more knowledgeable amongst you, but for Alfred, you're not sure where you've landed. North, south, probably east, because it's like sat on the east coast. But given time, there is then a knock on the false kind of wooden side, but no words are spoken, and then you are free to make your way into town. How are you getting this dead body off the ship?
That is Alice's job. He is a very seasick man, Alice. Put your arm around him. You're strong. Carry him. Here we go.
All right. And she just kind
Maester
of like,
Wirral has been fussing like a stage director at this point.
Alfred's going to ensure that the body's got quite a heavy cloak on and it's over his head, so it can't, just in case someone...
Alfred, you're doubting my
recognizes-
makeup skills.
No, I'm just making sure no one sees it.
He's being smart.
Wirral
so
laughs.
as Alice sort of like fireman carries this body, she's like,
Alice, no. He walks like a man.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
not
His
being
legs.
funny. His legs ain't moving.
The cloak.
We should have got a box.
Shut fucking box.
Just a
Is
box.
there a barrel? Can we put him in a fucking barrel?
You put him in a barrel and I will put you in a barrel, Alice.
He ain't big enough, love.
You will tarnish my work.
Okay.
All right. The master's
All right,
at
well,
work. It's having a bit of a diva moment.
The maester's at work. Yeah.
Correct,
Okay.
Gerald. No, the body is very delicate.
Okay, before we go, has anyone been to King's Landing before?
Yes,
With a knowledge of how to get around?
relatively. I was
Okay,
semi-sober.
I think that's the best we're going to get.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, Maester, if you want to lead the way and we'll follow.
And the mace is actually in a pretty good mood today. He thinks everyone freaking out is hilarious.
Great.
He's pretty sure they're all going to give the game away by being nervous Nancy. So at least if they're mad at him, they're focused on something other than the worrying.
I've brought along a couple of extra knives that I've surreptitiously hid about my person, just in case.
So the maester kind of has his own like heavy cloak on and kind of slips out when the smuggler gives us the okay to head down onto the docks and takes in a good view to very quickly locate where we are. in King's Landing. Really hoping that we are in King's Landing. We haven't somehow turned around and ended up somewhere else.
Well, I mean, we all know about, the castle, right? That's in the palace.
Well, yeah.
So that is the first thing, apart from holding his nose from the smell. The first thing he's going to do is try and look for that.
Sure.
Red Keep. It is Red Keep, isn't it?
It is the Red Keep.
It is. So as you step up the gangway, onto the gangway, and then down onto these docklands,
the plank depresses a little under my step.
Yeah. You see streets in front of you of impoverished houses in front of a red curtain city wall. You look along its crenellations to the right-hand side, and you see atop this hill thrust the towers of the Red Keep, the seat of the king. It's constructed of pale red stone, is made up of 7 huge drum towers with iron ramparts, with a powerfully built barbican in front of cobbled squares and halls, with vaulted ceilings that you can see from the rooftops. That you expect to be a huge amount of granaries and these barracks and stuff like that. You also can see a little bit like Highgarden. It's this kind of castle within a castle. So there are also this big curtain wall inside its normal wall. And as much as this won't be maybe the biggest castle in the Seven Kingdoms, this is certainly probably the biggest castle that Alfred has ever seen. And it rises up from this clifftop hill. It is the tallest thing around in King's Landing. You can probably just looking north, looking like almost straight north, over the wall. As I flick back to the fucking map, it's one of the cool hall things. Yeah, you just see the top of like 7 like white towers with these. You can just make out just glistening in the morning sun, just reflecting it. These almost prism-like kind of windows that are just flashing colours at you. And you can count in a circle these 7 towers. Down on the docks is a busy mess of merchants, fishmongers, and also a couple of city guard just wandering up and down. Alice, make me an athletics test with any bluff speciality. No, act speciality you might have from deception in terms of bonus dice.
Yeah, gosh, she's got tons. Yeah. All right, this is just pure athletics. Let's go. 15.
Cool. All right. So it's a struggle. But yeah, you just you manage easily to hold Lord Arryn up as if you were kind of pulling a sick crewman off the ship with you. It's the feet that are tricky. But I guess maybe after a little bit of whirls, kind of like you have to sway kind of directions. You feel like you get it. Like,
Yeah.
So you're kind of swaying a little bit. When you're moving a puppet, you kind of have to move them when they're walking. You kind of get the idea. You actually find it easier to just kind of lift him off his feet, just maybe like a half inch, and just kind of rock him back and forth.
Yeah.
Whereas they're like, don't drag the feet.
Yeah. And when you strategically need to stop, you kind of like have a little word with him and like kind of rest up with him there. You wanted to like check kind of where you were, I think.
Yeah, get an idea of like which gates are nearby kind of thing. See if there's like a preferable gate that we can go in through.
How were you relying on this? Is this like
Like a memory test, I imagine, because I believe he would have been to King's Landing previously in his previous life.
Sure. If you make me that memory test, then cunning memory.
Okay.
We'll see how many degrees you get.
12.
Okay, so
It's reasonable.
yeah. So 3 degrees. 3 questions, Charlie. I'm stealing a little
Alright.
bit from a little T20 thing, but yeah, just get some questions about like what you want to know, like where you are. I'll answer.
So, how many points of entry are there from where we are into the city?
2. So down to your right, down to the east side of the docks, because you're just near the fish market. You will be at the River Gate, otherwise known as the Mud Gate, and that leads on to Fishmonger's Square.
Okay.
And then you've also got the King's Gate to the west as the nearest gate, and that's the gate that basically is on the corner of where you've landed. So the wall in front of you goes along for a fair bit past the fish market. And the fish market is the more like the buyers, it's the business to business kind of side of things, like Billingsgate or something in London. But then like Fishmonger's Square is the more like I'm selling you a fish and you're very posh and everything, right? But over to the west, basically on the corner of the city wall, you've got the King's Gate.
Okay, next question. For previous tournaments that have been set up at King's Landing, where are the kind of knights and things that aren't, guests at the Red Keep generally found in the city?
The tourney grounds are a huge open field space of basically pasture or kind of fallow field. I say big because they're about the kind of square, like the ground square footage space of the Red Keep itself in its entirety.
Okay, they are big.
Yeah, it's almost the size of Flea Bottom in itself.
All right.
So everyone just camps there.
Is there a route to the third question? Is there a route to those that doesn't take us near the keep?
To the tourney grounds?
Yes.
Absolutely. You can just follow. You can go through the fish market and then just keep following the road, and you'll be there.
So Wirrell's plan will be to go to the fish market where we can barter for a cart that we can ride in. We'll just pay someone off. Got silver stags. There should be enough to get a cart off of someone. And then we'll make our way to the tourney grounds from there. A group of sailors washed up at King's Landing are ready for a tournament.
Okay. Cool.
All hail King Daemon.
Get the middle syllable right.
Concentrate real hard. King Daemon. Daemon. What did you think I said? There is only one king.
Cool. Geralt,
What's up with your Valyrian?
There you go. Geralt, is there anything you wanted to do just now?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to begin blending in with the crowd. I don't want to be like a part of the group, as it were, like their general silhouette. Like, I just want to be enough apart from them in the crowd to provide overwatch.
Yeah, for sure. So just roll me. This is really easy. This is just sneak blend in.
Bang bang.
Or stealth blend in.
13.
Okay.
With a 6, if that matters.
Cool. You slip into the crowd.
Oh, and I believe with face in the crowd as well, I may add my cunning rank, which makes that a 16.
Nice. All right. Passive awareness. Nice. Cool. Alrighty. What are people posting in chat? What are you all doing?
It gave me a good chuckle that I needed. I'll share it with the group over on Twitch.
It's alright. It's alright.
Okay.
I just did that awful share with the class teacher thing, didn't I? Alrighty, cool. And Alfred.
Alfred is currently kind of taking everything in. He takes a look on at Red Keep and just at awe at the size of the castle, and then at awe in like everyone around him. He's never been in a place that's been so crowded. He's a country boy, you know. He's it's kind of overwhelming for him, but also majorly disappointing. He's heard stories of King's Landing. He's heard about the seat of power, and in his mind he probably pictured something so different, like where people are all, like, almost like living in great houses, and like there's much wealth and food and festivities and stuff. And the only time he probably ever hears of King's Landing is during like big tournaments and stuff. He doesn't hear about all the grime and that, apart from the odd thing about the smell, because no matter what story you say, the smell always comes up. So he's kind of disappointed at what he's seen before, and he kind of he sticks with the others, and he goes next to Alice, and is this it?
Pretty much.
Oh, I don't know. It's not how I imagined it.
Nah, it's not, is it? But then again, you're only told the tales of the big dinners and the fancy parties and the great sept and all the wealth in King's Landing, but it doesn't come down to the people.
No. I suppose the story of saying how much of a shithole King's Landing isn't really as good as... Yeah.
Doesn't look really good for the king, does it?
No, I guess not. But good for us. Plenty to hide in.
There's lots of folk in King's Landing. They would be more than welcome to people like us.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Well, the Maester seems to be getting ahead. We should keep up.
Where did you find that one?
Volunteered. Stupid as all of us.
Uh-huh. Do you hear that? Come on then. And she jostles Lord Aaron's body.
Alfred's gonna chuckle. He likes how into it Alice is getting with the whole thing.
All right. Seeing as you just made that athletics test, really, like as it gets along, as you actually get to the kind of more towards the center of the fish market, like it's actually starts to tire. It's getting a lot more difficult for you to like hobble him around. So you're gonna have to check in with Wirral to see how far you actually need to go. So Charlie, this is kind of up to you, really. Like, how far are you gonna push it?
I think Maester Wirral is definitely eyes open for a reasonable person to get a cart from. Not going to hassle someone who obviously needs their cart because doesn't want to have an argument. It's just looking for someone who, seems to have a cart that isn't going to give him a lot of grief in the haggling. He just wants to get it done and get it quick. So he's probably pushing Alice along a little bit, not just going to the first person he sees with a cart.
Sure. I mean, there are like gaggles of just like porters around, and they're usually just like people for hire with carts, essentially. There's a couple who have like fairly big carts that could take all of you. There are a couple with horses, I'd say. So let's think about this. So there's like the upper end with like horses, proper wheels, everything's cushy. And then there's boy with wheelbarrow. So in between all of that, like let me know what you're looking for.
He's definitely looking for middle market. He doesn't want a wheelbarrow where the wheel falls off, the dead body rolls out, and we're buggered. Doesn't want to go too smart, and they question what we're doing. Just goes kind of middle road.
A cabbage cart.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a cabbage cart.
K-cart, something like that.
I will throw in this little bit of juiciness. You do see what looks like to be a litter for a nobleman.
Tempting.
With a couple of very bored-looking guards by it. But
Alright.
they look like a lord's men or something. They don't look like gold cloaks or anything.
Is there any heraldry at all about them or no? Just...
For sure. Yeah.
That is one of my specialisms.
Oh, great.
As you well know, sir.
Who's at this tournament, Sam?
So Wirrell's eyeing it up and is about to ask Alfred's opinion, since Alfred is meant to be the person in charge of this mission. But then he kind of spots the bored-looking fellows and eyes their heraldry. So I guess this is a knowledge test. I don't really have what the focus gives me, but
give us a second, chat. I think you add something. I think all bonus dice become test dice from education.
okay, I don't have any education,
Like,
so it's straight.
Jason, this was one of yours. Come on.
That's okay. I'll just
Hang
roll
on.
straight knowledge. That's okay.
No. Hang on. I remember a knowledge focus, I believe, adds either a +1 to the check or something with dice.
Okay,
Let me-
knowledge focus. When testing knowledge in the chosen area, convert your education bonus dice into test dice.
That was it.
Okay. I have no test dice. I have no education dice. This is just a straight knowledge roll.
That's a shit pre-gen I stole for you.
And it's an 8, which is very unfortunate. It's not a good day for the Maester, who has a headache and is busy watching Alice carry Lord Arryn and hoping a knee doesn't snap and the leg goes all wonky.
Okay.
Do you have the Maester like actual thing? Then no, never mind.
Mm.
This will either let you succeed or fail. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give you any context.
That's fine.
Where did you either A, grow up, or B, serve as a maester?
I served as a Maester in the Stormlands.
Okay, you do not know who this house is. They have a blue field with a white diagonal, like central strip down it, with 3 red marlets, which is the type of little bird.
Okay.
I opened a random page. Look, random page.
Random page. All right.
Don't test me, I have books.
Alfred, a quick decision, if you will. Would you like
Yes?
to attempt to take the Lord's litter, which may help us if we wish to present a Lord for the tourney, or would you like to go a little quieter in one of these carts?
It's cabbage cart.
He
It is
looks,
avocados.
and he quite noticeably looks at the guards around the thing. I think quieter would be the better way. I don't think we want to try and steal that.
Cowards.
Geralt will immediately like appear behind Alfred, interjecting into the conversation. Guards are easy enough to be bought. We've got the silver.
Yes, Alfred, I wasn't suggesting we steal. I will let you know when we get to that part.
Wait, so what do you? What, we bribe our way to
No,
get?
no, we're not bribing. We're just paying to use the cart.
That's
Purchasing the
bribing.
services from these fine gentlemen.
It's bribing.
I mean, if you think it'll work, I don't know. I don't. How much do you think it would cost?
It will cost more than the simple cart.
Would it? Do you think it would really benefit us?
No.
Then we stay with the simple cart.
All right.
On your head be the consequences.
Gerald, why don't you go and speak to our bored friends, however? Perhaps you can pick up some news for us.
First smart thing you said all day. And I go back into the crowd and mingle over to the guards.
Sure. Is it like a active streetwise check, or is it like a listen in?
Yeah, listening. This is not like this is being more like notice instead of like
Yeah.
streetwise.
Hang on.
So just a straight up notice check, I assume.
The books are easier. It will. How long are you willing to spend sat here listening to them?
That's a good question. 30 minutes or until they get the cart.
Well, you know where you're going to find us if we leave you behind. So.
Yeah. So let's go with like 30 minutes. to an hour.
13 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, roll me a very hard streetwise check, difficulty 18.
What? No, I'm just listening in, like noticing, like not. It really is streetwise. All right.
Well, then, if you're just listening for like 20 minutes, they're talking about pies.
Oh well, knowledge test is 10, so that's one of my higher rolls.
Okay. Well, like you get a bit that like, you know, the Lord wants to compete or whatnot, but you don't get like some nice solid nuggets of info.
Go back to Wirral after 30 minutes.
Wirral's gone to the cart.
Yeah. So while
and
you're
is
doing
just
that, then
doing a basic.
sure.
We need to ride to the tourney grounds. How much?
So this like cabbage porter is like immediately is like he's like he can kind of like fleece you. So, you know, basic thing.
Can I slightly nudge Alice to imposingly stand behind the maester?
She goes, she
And
just
do
kind of,
what
like,
with Lord Aaron?
She just takes his arm and slams it around Alfred. Hold him up. And she's just gonna kind of sidle up behind Wirral. And I imagine she's probably got like a good foot on Wirral.
Yeah,
And
Wirral's probably like 5'3". He's not a tall man.
Yeah, she's
He's
got,
very
like,
wide.
a foot and maybe even a half on him, and she just kind of stands behind Wirral. She does that thing where she crosses, you know, when people with muscles cross their arms, but it like flexes.
It pushes them out. Yeah.
Yeah, it flexes the muscles. And
Okay.
she just like,
What's your persuasion rank? Or actually, what is your athletics rank with
The
strength bonus dice?
oh, that would be it's a 4 with 1 strength bonus dice.
Okay. I'll just take it into account. So that's 4 2. I'll give you a +3 to your
my
result,
result.
Charlie. Yeah, totally.
Right.
Okay.
Persuasion?
It is. I mean, unless you're
No. That's good.
No, this is going to be deception.
Oh, no.
It is because you are here for illegitimate reasons.
But I genuinely just want to ride to the tourney grounds.
Yeah, or we generally want to buy a horse and cart.
Just want a ride with my dead mate over here. Mate,
Look,
in-
we didn't mention the dead
Sam,
dude.
we're not
You're the one
lying
bringing that
about
up.
wanting to get a horse. We're just buying a horse and
All right.
cart.
no,
Sam
fine.
says deception. We roll deception.
Alright. Okay.
Trust me, in your psyche, in the back of your head, it's going to be we're carting a dead guy to the tournament. Just niggling there in the back of your head while you're trying to negotiate this. Deception is going to be bluff specialty, and this is so it's just passive. So this is going to be difficulty 8.
And that's what I rolled.
And then plus the 3 from
+3 from Susie.
Alice, yeah.
So 11.
Awesome. Yeah, that is just 1 degree of success. So, indifferent. The target gives you the goods at a discount. Cunning times -2%. So what's your cunning rank?
My cunning rank is 4.
So times that by 2 is 8. Like knock off 10%, which would be something. I don't know. We have some house rules that give us prices.
All right, I just hand over whatever is asked.
All right.
I'd probably assume like maybe not a quarter, but like a fifth of our slush fund.
Nah.
What? We're already renting a fucking cart.
Oh, I didn't know if we were buying it or renting it.
No, we're just renting it. We just need to get in.
Oh, okay, then way less than a fifth, like maybe
It's about
a 12.
It's about a stag.
Yeah, we'll give him one of the tarnished stags that's been prepped.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. And that was part of the bluff as well, right? Because you've got to give him like.
Tell me, friend, who is the favorite in the tourney? Don't tell me the Hand of the King. That's too predictable.
Oh, yeesh. I didn't prepare this too well.
Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's cool. I'm ridiculously ill prepared. It's funny because I mean, you know, it's Prince Baelor's tourney. People don't know if he's actually going to actually enter the lists. Prince Maekar either. He's here, but we don't know if he is actually going to enter yet.
I should like to see them ride against each other. Wouldn't that be a sight?
There's a few of the Dornish lads here who we don't know about yet either.
Dorn.
Yeah. 7 kingdoms, yeah.
So I am told. All right, let us see who wins this tourney.
All right, you have yourself a cabbage cart.
Right.
What would you like to do with it?
I want to ride it the route down to the 20 ground that doesn't lead me past the Red Keep.
Cool. Who's pulling the cart then?
Again, Geralt will like come out from the crowd and pat Alice on the shoulder, just knowingly.
She just walks. She doesn't even say anything. She just walks up and just grabs the cart.
Sir Wild, why don't you keep our sick friend company?
Yeah, he's the skinniest.
Yeah, sure. And he'll kind of...
Oh, friend, before we leave you, where's the best wine in the city? Affordable.
Fuck do I know, mate?
You don't drink?
Drink beer. Or brown or whatever.
Where do you go for that?
He points
Little place
to
around the corner, yeah.
Yeah.
The Pig and Lion.
The Pig and Lion.
The I was going to say the Lion and the Stag. No.
The Goat Stroker? I don't know.
Oat Stroker.
No, Goat Stroker.
Oh.
It's much more dirty than that.
Wait, I've worked in pubs. It's totally a stupid name I could pluck out. Yeah.
Oh, there's probably millions.
But like the river fish or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Great.
I want a stupid name though. Yeah.
Golden cock.
He does just say the fish, and he points down the road. Because invariably there will be a longer name, but every pub in London is abbreviated to like one word.
Yeah.
And as this is blatantly fantasy London, here we are, friends.
Good to know.
How is that good to know?
I'm going to need a drink after this.
You're going to be alive after this?
Aren't you?
I am.
Maybe I'll invite you to come with me. And the maester kind of begins to make his way, leading kind of Alice. He's not tall, but he's using his portliness to kind of begin parting the crowd so that Alice is kind of semi-clear when the cart comes through. And then he's chatting to Alfred, and he'll occasionally comment to the man next to Alfred.
Alfred's moving him, shaking him, trying to make it lifelike.
Try not to jostle him too much, he's seasick.
And you'll pat him on the back and kind of act like he's helping.
And occasionally Whirl will like mutter to Alice when there's a missing cobblestone or something, so she's like prepped so the cart doesn't jostle because he doesn't want the body to break.
All right, so give me the skill bits that you're all like using to do all this. I need someone to like be the main test person.
So I think Alice would need to do any kind of strength-based things to move the cart through the crowd, and then Whirl's using the brains to do the navigation.
Okay,
which is kind of more an assist.
Sure, yeah. So Alice needs to make another athletics. I'm gonna make this endurance and strength actually.
All right. Okay.
Endurance test is strength.
That's better.
Hey, and then what? Don't roll yet, because what's going to happen is Wirrell's gonna. Wirrell, what are you assisting with? It's cunning, knowledge.
I think it's kind of cunning, right? It's kind of spotting where there are opportunities.
What's your rank in that?
4.
4. So you're gonna get.
And I guess because it's kind of he's using his memory to be like, all right, we take the left here. That's a wider street. So yeah, that's why I'm arguing cunning. Is using the memory and his knowledge of King's Landing.
Yeah, sure. So, so you're going to get a +2 bonus. Geralt, how are you helping this little bit?
I'm just sort of going alongside Wirral and just making sure that the crowd kind of parts as well. The Assassin's Creed move of like your arm just kind of lightly touching somebody's shoulder, like, hey, can you please fucking move? So I would think that would be either agility or maybe persuasion, like one of the two. Depends on how like rough he's being, which is very.
Well, yeah, roll persuasion for me. And you can use any bonus dice from Command Warfare.
None.
Well, actually, so no, hang on. So sorry. So what's your persuasion rank?
My persuasion rank is 2.
Yeah, sorry. So don't worry about rolling. So that's
Okay.
Susie. That's another +1.
Okay.
And Gerald, as you are walking and parting these people down the street, walking square towards you in your path are 2 gold cloaks. How do you communicate that back?
I have knives like a lot of places, so I'm going to turn back to Alice and like I imagine I have some sort of long coat or cloak, and I'm going to briefly like open it, showing my knife to her, and sort of nodding before I turn around and keep parting the crowd.
Is this a prearranged signal, or are you just?
I would say this was prearranged. I would hope.
I hope it's prearranged. Otherwise,
there's a
what's
flashback.
Alice gonna think?
Don't fucking shank a guard, please.
There's a flashback to where it's like, but I really want to kill somebody. If we're going to kill somebody, flash your weapons. So, or if we're thinking of killing somebody. But yeah, I'll just keep crowds at bay.
Okay. So Alice, you're pulling a cart with a ton of people on.
Just 2.
Just me and the dead dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Alfred was alongside, like.
No, I
Oh,
put
that
the
looked
dead
like
dude on
suspicious.
the
And literally, like, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm there, kind of like pretending to look after him.
Gotcha.
All right. This is going to be difficulty 15.
Oh, okay. All right. I have a +3 to this.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Ooh.
There's a lot of 2s in there.
You managed to part the gold cloak guards. Or they move out the way to one side, but they do kind of eye you with a bit of derision and look at your cart as you go past. You've made this test easier, but Tom, I'm going to need you to roll. Alfred is going to need to make me some kind of test.
I know.
To make this look legit.
Let's be honest, it's going to be like a deception act or bluff, isn't it?
How do you want to do it, mate?
I can't.
Stop making out with it. They won't look. They'll stop looking.
Honestly,
complain loudly about how this always happens or something.
Even that would be deception. I can't think of another ability that
medicine, like, is Alfred proficient in medicine?
No, he's not.
Just do a deception roll. I believe
I honestly believe it has to be deception.
Unless it was like deception convince. That's the only thing I can think. If you directly spoke to them, it could be a convince.
It's an act. Let's be honest, I'm acting here.
Frax, let us know what that was for. It might help here.
It's
Frax. It's probably not. It's probably not in our favor.
It's probably like the guard's spot, no matter what.
And thank you for that, Frax. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Frax.
So I'll just do act. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, act or bluff, it's all the same to me. It's 2.
1 bonus for Gerald and 1 for Alice.
Oh, thanks, Frax.
Okay, let me do that.
For now.
Thank you.
9. Oh, that's not bad. That's way better than I thought, and I had 1-6.
I don't like the face
Plus
Sam's
the-
making though.
Plus the same thing, like plus the 3 again.
No,
mate.
that was to help me.
No, that's great. That is 1 over what you needed.
Thank Christ.
Because I basically
had
reduced their passive awareness because you managed to get them out the way.
Total faith in it. It's cool.
So congrats. So as they pass, so just remind me what you're doing. Like,
What, like me? Oh, so he's basically kind of just talking to him and going, "It's okay, just pretending to, like, rub his back, make sure he's all right, just pretend to look after him, basically."
cool. All right. And heading up towards the kind of towards the end of the road, I guess, up towards like a T-junction that you come to. On that T-junction is this big tavern with the name The Fishhook and Manda. And going across either way here, there's a lot more traffic. A lot more noble traffic too. There are litters, there are knights on horseback, there are people squires just pulling horses. It seems as if as well that it kind of squashed in between people's houses, or just like out on the street, or even taken over. There are like smiths and armorers just littering the place. Trying to like hawk their wares, they're being used by some squires to like hammer out some breastplate and all this kind of stuff. So you get much more of a sense now of being nearer the crowd, being nearer the tourney. Where did you want to kind of settle in? How did you want to settle down? Because not sure if the tourney is still happening right now, whether you're late, whether you're early, like what's going on. So,
Well, we need information. And
Maester
what better
Wirral
place to get it?
is gonna suggest that Alice and Alfred take our sick friend to a safe place. He's gonna see, what deals can be made in this market. Wink, wink. I'm gonna get us some information that we need to figure out the next step of our plan and which next bit of the plan we're doing.
Gerald
And he
will
kind of forgets
accompany-
Gerald's there altogether.
He'll accompany the maester.
Right. Okay. And Alfred's going to look to Alice. Safe place?
We'll find a nice quiet spot for you and our sick friend here. Come on. And I'm just going to
Okay.
jostle off somewhere where it's a bit quieter.
Oh, keep an eye out for anyone selling a horse.
Okay.
Why didn't we buy that before we made her drag it all the way down from the docks?
Don't need a horse for the cart. We need a horse for a different reason.
We do. Actually, that's a very good point. We don't even have a horse.
That's the
He'd
next step.
forgotten this
Patience.
step of the plan.
You
Patience.
don't want a fish market horse for a night.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh god.
Don't worry, Gerald. I know there are many steps. You can't keep up. Just keep an eye out for cut purses. We need all of the stags we have.
Know what to do with a cut purse. He kind of gently grips his hands, like trying not to strangle somebody, and accompanies the maester.
Okay, so I guess Wirral is leading with the test, right? So you're rolling your knowledge streetwise. But
Yes.
Gerald, what's your passive? What is your knowledge rank?
2.
Or like half it. So you'll get a +1
All right.
to your result.
Knowledge, no bonus dice, no penalty dice. 15.
Okay, that's what you needed for, according to the rules, for like a good, to get a good deal of information.
So Wirral's basically going around this market and seeing what's for sale, like genuinely listening to what the squires are bitching about, listening, for who's making deals about what. He brings up to one guy who's selling, I don't know, like engraved tankards or whatever the fuck you sell at tournaments. And he said, I heard Maekar is here. What's going on with that? I didn't know that he ventured away from Summerhold these days. just making kind of conversation, trying to pick up tidbits on who's in this tournament. Oh, and did that drunkard show up again? Do you remember when he fell off his horse last summer? Or, that kind of thing to kind of get, who's here, who's around.
Yeah.
But very specifically looking for which shit knight is around, i.e., the one who might not show up because he's so drunk he's going to be in the back of a flea bottom pub somewhere, probably shanked. Which big names are here. Those are kind of the two things that he really wants to know. And then any tidbits like, where can we get a reasonable horse? Who's not selling nags?
Yeah. Sure. This tournament is the name day celebrations for the Hand of the King's son. So current Hand of the King is Prince Baelor Breakspear, Prince of Dragonstone and Protector of the Realm. His son is Prince Valar, his elder son, and it's his name day that we're all here for. In terms of big names, there seemed to be like a list of definitely tawny knights who are famed for coming to these kind of tournaments, doing well at them, but none of their names have ring any real bells for you. Obviously, some of King Daeron's court is taking is participating. There are rumors Prince Maekar might take part. He is here. Lord Beric Gargalen.
I like Gargalen.
Gargalen?
Yeah.
It's probably Gargalen because it's Dornish.
Gargalen.
Gargling, yeah. Is probably taking part as he's master of ships. Is a Dornishman. Sir Kenneth of Ryamsport is the current Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. And so he will probably ride in either the King's stead or Prince Baelor's stead.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone knows, as a matter of course, you do not have to be a witch or a green seer to know this, but Sir Brynden Rivers is going to win the archery contest.
I did not know he was in town. Thrilling.
Well, technically, the Master of Whispers is always in town. Because how many eyes does the Bloodraven have, kids?
Far too many.
1,000 eyes in one.
1,000 eyes in one.
One less soon. Okay.
Treason! No.
Treason!
Treason!
How dare you!
There is talk of some drunken knights, mostly hedge knights, not turning up. There is one sobbing squire, a very young man, who is upset that he has lost his knight, the lackadaisical griffin. I saw in chat.
30 years. 30 fucking years.
You have lost your knight. Oh, I'm sure he is around here somewhere. You know the thing about knights, they always turn up when you don't want them to. Trust me, I'm a maester, I know these things.
Awesome. So
tell me a little more about your liege. Oh, he sounds terrible. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, the squire's really upset because not only has he lost him, but he's kind of shit. Like, he rides a mule and...
Tell me, would you like your lord to make a good showing? He sounds like a showman. He sounds like a man who needs to make some money.
Oh, definitely needs to make some money. He hasn't paid me in ages.
How would you like to make some money?
What, like real, like proper?
Like we'll buy you food and
Proper
warm
enough.
clothes for in case the winter rolls around.
He licks his dry lips and like the memory of the stains down his like front are kind of like. Oh,
How would you
yeah,
like
okay.
to squire for a real knight?
What, like a real one that like lives up there? As he points to the Red Keep.
Have you smelt this place? No, a real knight that comes from a palace with beautiful gardens.
Far away from here.
But you must listen to me very carefully. He is here in secret. He and Prince Maekar had a falling out not too long ago. You don't want to cross a Targaryen. But in his heart, he is a true knight. He is a noble man. When you smell him, you will smell the herbs from his palace. Your lord is missing.
A mystery knight, just like the songs. A
But
mystery,
the mystery knight, for it really to work, must be a spectacle, no?
Yeah.
Show me to this donkey.
He takes you round the back of the Fisher Commander, and in the corner of the beer garden, just like in amongst the mud with a couple of babes, is this mule, just like chewing on the last bit of grass.
No. She is a fine animal. Nagi, you said. Excellent name. Fine animal. But tomorrow, when you are squiring for your lackadaisical knight, your lackadaisical griffin, I apologize. I'm getting confused. I'm an old maester. I'm very old. When you squire, your knight will ride a true horse. Can you imagine being a squire for a knight on a real horse? A real knight, a mystery knight.
His eyes widen.
You seem like a smart young man. And the maester will reach into his pocket and get one of those silver stags, one of the tarnished silver stags. This and more will, if he wins, will probably be yours. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Perfect. What was your name?
Samwell.
Squire Samwell. Your name will be known throughout the 7 kingdoms. The squire of the night, the mystery knight, of the tourney of the king's hand in honor of our good Prince Valar.
Long may you be remembered. Just gonna slowly back away.
Your mother will be so proud. Your father will be proud. Your grandmother, the lackadaisical griffin will be proud.
Just literally, nope, we're done here. Just
And
good job.
He looks at Sam with like gravity. I'm sorry, child. I will be proud. Pats on the shoulder. Come with me.
Really, we're just gonna bring the kid. There's just like this look that Geralt's like, where was the part of the plan where you deceived a child and gave him money?
You could you could totally have that moment of the movie where you're like, you take them aside and you're just like, you brought the kid, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's. I think Geralt's like, we're nobody will see this.
It's an option. If in case we can't get the other option to work, we now have a squire who has a legitimate knight who is very unlikely to show up tomorrow, whom we can use their slot of. Now, shh.
What even is a griffin, though? God's fine.
Remind me to draw you a diagram later of what many things are.
What's the diagram? I'm just going on.
And the look that you gave the maester to stop earlier is the look that the maester now gives to you. And the maester will begin to kind of process through the crowd, keep listening out for tidbits, but now going to go find Alice and our mystery knight.
Brilliant.
All right. Where have you put your mystery knight? In the cart?
I mean, he's still on the cart.
Yeah. Where have you parked up?
Somewhere quiet, wasn't it? Like maybe a
Yeah.
back street or
Yeah, somewhere like off the thoroughfare
Hmm.
where we can just kind of like just take a moment to just like get our shit together before we do anything else.
Cool. What do you need to do? Anything in particular?
So when he was murdered by Bittersteel, he was wearing armor, right?
yeah. I think he was. Yeah.
Yeah, because he turned up all like shiny
Hmm.
boy. Is he still wearing that armor, or did they like take it for the
I reckon for this
army?
plan to work, you'll have need to like put him in the armor.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Cool, because I was gonna steal some, but that's fine.
Yeah, sorry, I was operating under the assumption we already had armor. It's just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
horse
just-
that
Yes,
we were
double
yes.
checking.
He's,
Double checking.
yeah.
So yeah, like Alice is kind of just catching her breath because she's been having to heft quite a lot of weight. And she'll like sidle up to Alfred.
Hmm.
So this plan's not gonna work, is it?
I mean, it could. We've got to hope it does and see it through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we have another one?
No.
Well, then we have to make sure that this one works.
All right. So Maester's gonna go get us a horse?
I thought information to see if maybe there's a hedge knight where we could, take its place.
All right, then we need to get the horse because there's no sense in strapping that saddle to
you.
Geralt and sending him running in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, where I'm from, horses tend to be in stables.
I wonder.
What are you wondering?
Just wondering if there's a fancy fella that's kind of just left his horse somewhere. Left it with a little stable kid that's maybe a bit inattentive or a bit hungry.
I'm sure the stables are full of people who've left their horses.
Ah,
I mean, I suppose one going missing won't.
happens all the time, right?
I mean, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I mean, we could always go take a look.
We could.
Well, it's a bit awkward with. Yeah, we might have to wait for the others to.
Yeah, I don't quite fancy planning to go tits up on it if we just left him in an alley and somebody else found him.
Yeah, from what I've heard, they would probably eat him, or at least that's what
Probably Geralt
would
would.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did tell me
Yeah.
something about that. So I guess we just wait here and see what the Maester has to.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you can regroup if you want.
We have a child now.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Wait, you went to get a horse and now you've got a
no.
child.
I went to find us a squire.
Oh,
Told
right.
you, for
Right.
our good friend the knight.
Yeah.
A finest squire. Squire Samuel.
Oh, okay.
He stands there in the alley like.
Is he with us now? Oh.
He stood in the alleyway like a good few couple of yards
Now.
behind, just kind of like stood in the middle, just like waiting
Samuel.
awkwardly for you lot.
Now that you know where we are, I will need you to meet us back here when the tourney is underway.
He looks around like, here. Okay.
You know, I've killed people before. I don't think I've killed hopes or dreams.
We are making hopes and dreams. Focus. Okay. Samuel, we have a little bit of business to do with His Grace. The knight.
I'll just point to the kid.
You cannot tell anyone yet, okay? It will ruin the surprise.
Okay.
The glory. Think of it.
Do you know what? I want no part of this. And I walk past and I ruffle the kid's hair as I walk down the alley. I'm like, Alfred, come on, we need a horse.
Right. Okay. We're going to. Yeah. Okay. And then just run.
Oh,
up
when you
next
come back tomorrow, bring some armor polish, okay? Later, sorry, Samuel. I can't remember when we said the 20 was. When you come back, bring some armor polish.
You got the vibe it's kicking off tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. When you
That's
come
a
back
convenient
to us
vibe.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
when you come back to us tomorrow, bring the armor polish. He should shine, no?
Like Nemeria's star. Just like runs off.
Yes, like Nemeria's star.
True
I need a
evil.
drink.
I'd not seen true evil until today.
You looked in the mirror then. Well done.
Right. How are you getting a horse?
Come on,
Check
team.
out-
Just get the
check out
horse.
the
We are so
stable.
Get the
close with
fucking
this
horse.
plan.
Just, we don't have much
Okay.
time.
Well, I guess we would go to the nearest stables.
Okay.
Probably walk closer, maybe to the tourney grounds, maybe, or whatever the nearest one is.
Well, there are hitching posts on the taverns.
I mean,
Walking past the big, there's on the south side of the tourney grounds. There's like a big open entranceway. There's gold cloaks posted on it, a few yards apart each, and there are about half a dozen of them. But they're not stopping anybody. In between them rides knights, passes squires, passes working ladies, everything like that. But no stables really. Looking up and down the street, none that specifically just cater to that.
On the way, Alice kind of sidles up to Alfred so she can say quite quietly, look, not that I've done this before, but best way to steal a horse, just walk right up to it like you own it, hop on it, and ride away. Stop
Right.
to talk gets complicated.
okay.
So probably put you on it, actually. Yeah, you're probably the best bet. Hop right up, go on it. I'll deal with anything else.
Okay, sure. And he's gonna make sure you put his hood up so to obscure his one eye, which is it stands out a fair bit. So he's kind of like covering most of his head, and the nearest fairly okay horse, one that would be all right. Maybe
Okay.
tied up outside of an inn.
Yeah. Okay. So, tourney knights usually ride destriers.
Ooh.
There is. I'm trying to think of which ones are. They have certain roles, you see. So I'm just checking that out.
Mm. Although, Alice, you do look more knightly than I do.
That's very kind of you, Alfred. See, you're getting better at talking to women. Look at you. And she like elbows him really roughly in the ribs.
Thanks. Thank you. I think there's a rib guard.
There are a couple of Garons. There is what you might think is a palfrey. So, fairly large riding horse. There's a stot, which is like a large draft horse, tied up as well. In your view,
What do you think, Alice? Which one?
Well, bigger one's probably more helpful. Probably a bit more sturdy. It's going to draw more attention. Most at knights are riding destriers. That's a draft horse. That one's going to stick out.
No, I don't want something that sticks out. Blend in is what we need to do.
there is the odd destrier, but they're being pulled along or they're being ridden.
Yeah, we're not. I guess we could just get one of the other ones.
Yeah.
So what was it? There was the big one, just a normal one, just a, you know.
So there are, as I said, there are a couple of palfreys here.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those.
We'll get a palfrey, yeah. If there's a couple, that's even better. It means they're more common, and no one will bat an eyelid from some common-looking person climbing a horse. You know, if a commoner tried to climb a knightly horse, people will kind of think.
Sure.
Okay, so so I'm going to with Alice, keeping watch. I hope. Just walk up to the horse, just gently pat it. See if there's any reaction, like a negative reaction. Because if there's a reaction, it starts kicking off. He's backing away immediately.
No, they are
very.
They have a gentle and quiet disposition.
That's exactly what I want. And I'm gonna climb on the horse, and just trot away.
All right. I need you, please, to make me an animal handling ride test.
Oh no.
And I just want to check, because there is a thing about, like, charming animals.
Yep, there's another bonus.
It's another bonus. It's this animal handling charm.
Yeah. I'm wondering whether I...
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. It's gonna be a charm test.
Oh no.
Difficulty is equal to the animal's passive will.
Oh, please have no will.
Gentle, chill horse. Got no will.
Yeah, like
it's like a will of 2.
This is where I
take a closer look at the horse, and it's got like one red eye, one black eye.
Fucking nightmare.
Hey, I could say I rode him.
Brendan Rivers.
I ship it. Oh boys, we've been there before.
Blood Raven was my mare.
I don't think the people who wrote the stats are the same people who wrote the description.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's got roughly the same will as most of the other horses. There isn't there isn't a whole lot of difference. No, I'm going to make this difficulty like 2. So not difficulty. Sorry, 2 passive. So difficulty would be 8.
Okay.
Come on, Tom, you can do this.
Oh my god, Tom!
Oh my god. We're Joel. Okay. I mean, bonuses would be great, but actually, do I have any?
Do you have
from
any
my
bonus
last
dice?
time? I might have.
Oh, from your previous
like
student.
when we were actually playing the campaign a while ago.
If you kept a record of it, brilliant.
So
I
long
don't.
ago.
Yeah,
I think I did.
I've started properly writing them down.
I don't think I kept a record, unfortunately, because.
Do you have any Destiny points left?
I have 2.
Mate!
Are you kidding me?
Hey, I need those.
Spend one for +5.
Those. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. I can spend one, can't I? I'll spend one.
And then if we pull this back, you'll pull this off. You'll probably get it back because you'll accomplish a goal.
Actually, hold up. I'm going to roll, and that can I say spend one after I roll, or do I have to say before?
I think it's before, really, mate, because it's to do with it. So,
okay. All right, I'm going to spend one. So I've got 5 at least already. So I need a 3 and up.
If you spend, you gain a bonus dice.
Oh, you gain a bonus dice.
If you burn, you get the
you can convert one bonus die into a test die.
I'll just do the bonus. I'll do the bonus.
I play too many games. I can't keep up with all these things.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We always talk about spending. They always seem like they're better than they actually are.
Yeah.
You can add a minor detail to the scene.
Particularly docile.
The minor detail is no one notices.
There's a saddle. Burning.
Oh, bareback.
Well, so burning a destiny point here would mean that you can succeed the test as if you have rolled the difficulty exactly. Or you can add 5 to your test, or you can convert all your bonus dice into test dice.
No, I'm not burning a destiny for this. So, okay, so I'm going to use a bonus. I'm going to spend 1 to get a bonus.
Okay.
So, animal handling, 1 bonus die. Oh, sweet Jesus. 10! Oh!
Someone yelled, but Hermione yelled bonus dice for Alfred.
I think, I don't know if I think that, like...
Here it is. He sent one. Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. In that case, I didn't burn
You can have your destiny point back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ham.
It just came through. Sorry, Ham. Thank you very much. Hooray! There we go. You calmly get on this horse, bareback, and trot it down the road. So the ride itself is going fine. You even pass a gold cloak, and they don't really look at you.
Good. That's what I'm looking for.
You kind of the horse like obeys you quite well. You're just riding it along. You look very like you should be there, very casual. Like there's no issue. So yeah, you picked the right kind of horse there, son.
We did well there.
Alice is just going to casually walk behind them at like a couple of paces behind. So if anybody did chase, she could be like, "Whoops!" My fist slipped.
Accidental clothesline.
Yeah. Accidental beheading with battle axe.
Oh, I was only stretching.
Woodsman's axe.
And then I'm gonna head back to where the others were with the horse, with the cart, the cabbage cart.
And the maester has acquired some boot polish, realizing that they're probably going to steal the horse because they're obsessed with stealing things, and we need to kind of change its markings a little bit. So a little bit of blacky, browny boot polish to give the horse some socks that it didn't previously have.
Okay.
You were drinking, right?
Sure was.
I'd like to state at this point, I was not.
Thank God there's one sensible.
Not like loads and loads. The maester's just, taking the edge off. The plan is coming together, and that's terrifying.
Hey, if you get information from a pub, you're going to be drinking a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
He's portly. He's got the weight. He can take a couple.
What's your endurance? How many beers have you had?
I have no idea, Sam. Let me have a look.
I don't know. What's your endurance rank?
It's 2. I imagine he's had, probably 2 beers by this point.
All right, you're fine.
Endurance?
I never get to roll alcohol.
Oh,
don't worry, I'll keep drinking throughout the day.
It's treated like a poison.
Don't worry, I'll get pissed.
It's treated like a poison.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
So yeah, with caution. With caution, like we kind of change the horse's markings a little bit in case someone comes sneaking around looking for a stolen horse with other markings. We'll be like, no, not seen it, mate. White sock? Nah.
Speaking of, I'm just going to do a little bit of sneaking around just to make sure there are no like gold cloaks that are a little bit smarter than the others, and like maybe notice something is amiss. Like I'm just going to be again blending in with the crowd.
Okay. As you do, you head back towards that like big opening towards the tourney grounds, and just at one of the hitching posts there, where the deed was done, someone is shouting at the gold cloaks about their horse being stolen. They look fairly noble, probably just a courtier or something. But these horses are used for by nobility usually. They're quite prized for their gentle kind of behavior, so they're used for hunting or falconry or just kind of trotting around places.
Alfred's going to purposely dirty up the horse as well.
I imagine Maester World's
make it more look.
You couldn't
more
have gotten a
workhorse.
Destria. That's a true knight's horse, I suppose.
Well, we were making sure that we were staying under the radar. I mean, if they saw someone who wasn't a knight riding it, it might raise questions.
Very well. But Alfred, one thing. I apologize, Jason. I promise I'll be quick. One thing. You are a real knight, aren't you?
I am,
Truly.
yes. I am, yes.
And your name isn't Solid, right?
It's not really well known. Why?
I asked you before on the ship, what do you fight for, yes?
Yes.
Do you have an answer yet?
Currently, I'm fighting to get home.
And when you get home with your name unsullied, wouldn't it be good to have a little glory attached to it?
What are you getting at?
Knights enter tournaments. You're an archer. There's an archery contest. You won't win, but you can take part.
I thought the point of this was to stay under the radar. Well, whatever radar is.
Your part in this is done. We are in. We have the horse. We have the rider. The rest can take care of itself, Alfred, but you have an opportunity here. You don't need to be near what is going to happen tomorrow. In fact, it's very important you don't be near it if you wish to return to our Lord with good news, with your head. You should be having a good alibi. You should be pursuing your destiny, Alfred. Figuring out what it is you fight for. You're a knight. I've heard what they whisper about you.
What? Who?
The other men, the other soldiers, they talk, they're jealous. They've never seen someone so good with a bow. Especially someone with only one eye.
He's genuinely stumped because he doesn't know what to say. It's too many compliments. He's never seen this before in his life.
It's up to you. You say you are a knight, you say your name is unsullied. If you're as good as they say, you should enter. You won't win. But if you want to go home, you should go home as a knight, not as a schemer. You need to be far away tomorrow, Alfred. The rest of us, I am sure, have intentions for where we will be. And believe me, everyone will leave you. You need to fight for yourself, Alfred.
Thank you, Maester. I'll think on it.
He'll think on it.
Jason, what are you up to?
Geralt is going to whistle real quick over Alice's direction, and again, sort of like scratch at the back of his head and undo one of his sleeves where the stiletto is, and basically indicate that there are gold cloaks that are aware of the situation.
She just comes up to me and goes, "What is wrong with you?
Do you not know how to just blend in?
I mean, flashing your knives about is not exactly blending in, mate."
Did you see anybody notice? And I just point out to the crowd that is just...
And they're not even looking at you.
How can you be smarter than you look, and yet just...
Do you want to finish that sentence?
Not the time. And I look over to the gold cloaks. Have they tried to, like, move over to us?
They're looking pretty, cool.
That horse dirty yet?
Yeah, it's pretty filthy.
And they're like, now the noble guy has walked back into the hitching post, probably a small tavern as well, and the gold cloaks there are like talking amongst themselves, looking around for people. What was your blend in from earlier?
16.
Nice. Jump to their bit again now.
See how they do.
17, was it?
16.
16.
I'll be honest. The slash.
I did
we
it.
Forgot the slash.
I did it.
But it did not want to. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And they actually walk straight past you, like close, but straight past you. One gives Alice like a look up and down of like battle axe.
Yeah.
A fucking raised eyebrow, dude.
She's like, yeah, all right. Walk past.
Cool. Yeah. I think it's like it's not worth his trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like walks off. Cool. All right.
One final bit of business tonight for me, the Maester, and that is for me to find a tarp to sleep under. I fear that it's going to rain. and the waster, not wrong, bids adieu to the companions, having kind of set all of his parts of the plans in motion. He gives kind of a glance to the mystery knight and kind of adjusts him against the hay, like the straw, whatever it is that we've kind of set him down by behind a barrel kind of thing. And a tub for you as well. Maybe after a drink or two.
I'm going to turn to Alice just kind of slowly and just whisper, dragons on the table, we leave him behind, right?
What?
Dragons on the table, we leave him. And I motion over to
him
Wirral
with the
behind.
biggest mouth. Yeah. For someone so smart, not really engaging your brain, are you? One of us gets left behind, we're all done for. The only way one of us gets left behind is if we're dead. Can't question a dead man.
You say that, and there's like a little light that goes off in Geralt's head.
I swear to God, there is something fundamentally wrong with you. Why is murder the first thing you think of? I saw it all over your face. What happened to you?
You fought for the Blackfyres?
Aye.
No. Where'd you serve?
Hang on. Is this going to be a big tragic backstory? Because I'm not fucked for it right now, mate. I'm sorry.
I was quite happy, honestly.
Is it?
Mm.
You've got this like shadowy look over your face, like you've got some dark, distant, tragic past to talk about. And I really, as much as I probably enjoy that over a pint, cannot be pissed right now. I'm sorry.
27. In service to Ball. Get me this. And he points to the stiletto. Distinguished service before he got skewered. Fireball snuffed out. Milled about. Killed a few more people. Went to Tyrosh. Now I'm here. I've got a debt to pay.
Mm.
And you don't care. Fine enough.
She pats him really like on the back. Sorry, champ. Don't worry. You do you. I'll do me. We all go home.
Don't speak so loud. Alfred might be disappointed. And I will run.
Ooh, she looks at the axe and she's like,
just run. Nope.
and she sort of like makes her way back into the alleyway.
In the alleyway, Alfred is actually practicing with his bow, and he's hitting the smallest targets he can possibly find.
As you're lining up a shot, you just feel like a drumming on your back. I think she likes you, and just run away.
And as he's running away, it would be so easy.
Quickness versus marksmanship. Come on.
My God. All right. Let's move this on. As Maester Wirral wakes up, a little wet from the spring showers of the early morning, having blacked out in the back of the Fisher Commander on a bench, still with half a pint in his tankard. Breakfast. You awake on the morning of the tourney. I'm not going to lie, friends. I really want the Knight's Tale scene where you'll turn up and it's like, yes, it's this person and we have all this documentation and isn't it lovely? I hope this is where we're going, right?
I mean,
Why do you think I forged all of those papers?
We do have forged
Right.
documents, yeah.
I just need to fill in the knight's name and we're good.
Okay.
What's the name for a knight anyway?
That's why we got the squire, because we wanted to match up with an actual knight who's meant to be here, rather than making up a knight and doing Oregon Liechtenstein. It's lackadaisical Griffin who is meant to be here, and that's slightly less questionable.
Still don't know what a griffin is, but let's go.
All right. This is the power is in Hermley's hands. Hermley.
Sam,
Oh yes, go on.
to get part of the archery competition, do you have to pay to get in?
No,
Okay, it's good to know.
no. All right.
No, you stay with the group.
But yeah, we're
mister.
basically doing like a Knight's Tale, but we're trying to forgo the red grass thing where we need to be vouched for if we're an unknown knight. We're going with we conveniently found a knight whose name we can use,
Cool.
and that's
Cool.
what we're banking on, and that's why we looped Samwell in.
Yeah, and why we have the documentation.
Okay. The young squire meets you at the entrance to the tourney grounds and lets you know, strangely excited for someone who has received this bad news, that their knight has not turned up and they can't find him. He's probably, soaked himself in beer and poor what was the mule's name?
Aggie.
It was Maggie, wasn't it?
I thought it was Naggy.
Oh,
As in
Naggy.
Naggy the Nag.
Poor Nagy is whinnying for him. but and he's like,
Good to see you again. Just sort of pat the poor bastard's shoulder.
but you have news?
Mm.
Yes. And Alfred's going to bring the horse round into view for him.
And he's like really surprised at the brilliance of your palfrey.
Mm.
Wait, have we put the dude on the saddle yet?
Not yet, but
Okay.
Good,
don't worry.
good.
Patience.
It's a virtue.
And we're all kind of come stumbling around the corner into this alley. Good morrow, friends. Samuel, you made it. Good.
Earl, you all right?
Yes. Yes, I am grand.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like some water?
From King's Landing. I am a maester, but I am not yet a mad maester.
Fair enough.
And he pulls you to the side, and he does. He smells of like stale alcohol, fairly unwashed body at this point, and a little bit just the stink of King's Landing is just on everything. What have you decided?
I guess if you're sure that the mission will go through.
One way or another, it will happen.
Then I guess I better get practicing.
Not bad for a bastard.
Well,
And you realize he's not talking about you, but he's talking about himself.
Huh. You never told me where you were from.
You never asked.
I'm asking now.
Stormlands.
Oh. I mean, we're in the Stormlands. I don't know it that well.
You were born in the mountains, were you not? I too was born in mountains.
Oh, okay. Well, like in the countryside, like I was.
Much harsher mountains. Much less nice than the ones that border Dorne.
Right. Okay.
Your
Alfred
green
has-
eye is very unusual, you know this.
In what way?
It is not a common eye color.
No, I got it from.
Your father, I know.
Yeah. Well. Should we go?
We shall all go to all of the things we must do today. Now, Sam.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Squire.
Yes.
Good Sam. As opposed to DM Sam. You are ready to be a squire.
Yeah.
You brought the heraldry.
All
Go boy!
right. He runs to go get it.
Okay, we have a few minutes before he gets back, and he says that he can't get any because his master ran off with it all. Now,
Oh, here we go.
is everyone ready?
I mean, when do
Alfred, why are you still here? You have things to do.
I
Go.
was going
We got
to.
this covered.
Okay.
We will meet you at the where we were dropped off.
Or we'll
Okay.
be dead.
Hopefully, I'll see you there.
Or he'll be dead.
And he'll nod and pause. He was just about to go. Pause for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then did you say that I had them, Sam? The thing for the plan?
That it was
Oh, where's the other guy? I totally forgot that Gillette was with us.
Gillette.
Oh yeah, he's probably gone to a pub knowing him. He's probably there.
Galerio. You can use him if you
Galerio,
want.
yeah.
Imagine he's just been like lurking in the back of shots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Galerio's probably still there.
Should
Just
probably
hanging
send
around.
Galerio with Alfred just to make sure he doesn't die.
You can come with me if he wants. Yeah, send Galerio with me.
Whistle to Galerio and bring him over and say go with him.
So do I have that, or
Give
is
us
in
the
like
final part for the plan.
the big kitty kind of thing?
Yeah, it's part of the big kitty, so you need to take. it
Okay,
out
that's
of that.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So if anything that I had in regards to that, I hand over, obviously for. And
All
it's
right.
like
You hand over a bag. Let's say
I hand
that.
over a
Mhm.
bag, and he kind of looks. He goes, "You know what you have to do with this."
Yep.
Okay. Good luck, and I'll see you at the end of it.
Good luck.
And he'll
The only
smile.
way is Essos.
Fuck off.
What is this turning into?
I hate you so much.
That was awful, and I loved it. And now at that moment, at that thing, Alfred runs off because it was just too much. He couldn't handle it.
Right, Gerald.
Certainly
Maester,
runs like an archer.
get the saddle ready. And I like Alex rolls up sleeves that she doesn't have because she's wearing a vest. And goes
Careful,
to grab the
careful
body.
now. The maester's going to supervise the lifting of the knight before Sam gets back.
Just do a quick Henry Cavill arm reload.
Okay.
Please
so,
make sure to give him a helmet.
Oh, that's already on.
Oh yeah. No.
So you've stripped him of his actual heraldry, and it's just this, like, it's just the armor that he's got on, right?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. As you do that, round the corner, I imagine that just poking your head out, checking for Samwell, you can see the crowd of knights and heralds and like maesters and squires who are signing all of their knights up for the lists. As time goes on, as you have taken your time to finally get Lord Arryn onto the back of this horse with the spike, the crowd is dwindling, but it's getting towards the end of the entrance.
We need to
forms
hurry.
now. And
Will it be even
Samwell,
more obvious when we're the last ones in?
Samwell is nowhere in sight.
Where is the damn squire?
We might have to just go without him.
We'll
I
sign
can-
without him.
You can be the maestery talky person. I'll be the stupidly large 2-old squire. Gerald, you
No.
Fuck off into
You're the
grass.
blacksmith. Gerald can be the squire. It's more believable.
all right.
Who's ever heard of a woman squire? Never in the Seven Kingdoms.
I did. No, there was one. There was one.
Oh, really?
All right.
We'll discuss later.
Hmm.
Just take the horse.
That's
by the
what I
reins and
thought,
just-
Gerald. That's
Yep,
what I
nope,
thought.
Nope. Just not gonna think about it. Just Let's.
Great. And the Maester pulls out the paperwork that has been very carefully drawn up.
Okay.
And we'll go before the crowd disperses too much. Because we want people to be like churning through, you know?
Mhm.
People doing it tick, 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 tick. Not, oh, it's the last one of the day. Let's have a proper look at this one.
All right.
Maybe we'll see Alfred signing up. Won't that be exciting?
You queue up, crowd the tables. You eventually get to like the person at their station. There's these people lined up, these guys with like feathers in their little hats and stuff, and they're looking quite kind of, you know, nice for themselves, and they ask you to step forward and then present the information, and then they ask you the details, name and heraldry and this, that, and the other. All right, so this is going to be a bit of an intrigue.
Griffin.
This is going to be a bit of an intrigue. So, go first. If you roll, pick your technique. It's going to be indifferent, your disposition, because you've never met each other. Very simple stuff.
I'm just opening the intrigue sheet.
Sure. And then pick your technique.
Okay.
And then off we go. So he asks, you know, name for the lists.
This is the lackadaisical Griffin, sir, and I reach into my memory and hope that I asked Samuel earlier. Servant? I would have written down the right name.
Sure. He leans over to his mate and he's like, how do you spell lackadaisical? Thanks.
Lack, and the Maester will spell it out.
Nice. All right. I'll give you a bonus dice for that. And okay. So if you want to make your test, he's going to consider.
Okay. I'm gonna try and use a fast talk on this because I'm being deceptive and I'm having to cover certain details that I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I've done this before.
So this is a persuasion test versus passive will. 2 degrees makes the target lose a cunning rank from int defense, whatever that means.
Intrigue defense.
Intrigue defense.
Cool. All right. Roll it.
So persuasion. Here we go.
So it'll be like does it say a persuasion test? So a persuasion test can cover everything. So I think it's gonna be like, oh yeah, just roll whichever you think is better.
Persuasion convince.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Point of order: is this since it's fast talk, no matter what, it's persuasion, even if it is for deceptive means?
Well,
It says persuasion on the persuasion test versus.
Okay.
Give me 1 sec. Actions, fast talk. Make a persuasion test against the target's passive will. Now, I wonder if they actually, but when they say persuasion test, they can mean it's
Persuasion
either
or deception?
Yeah, like you just have to decide the technique or whether or not. Use whichever one is higher.
Persuasion. Why did you mention deception?
I don't know. I was being...
But yeah, I'll roll deception, Sam, if that's what you are ruling.
Roll a deception or persuasion test to influence your opponent. So I guess they're different things, if I'm being a rules lawyer about it.
Okay.
You may substitute deception for persuasion tests to simulate any of the following techniques.
So deception.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. That drops me down a test dice and a bonus dice. Can I still use convince on my deception?
Yes, you actually can.
Okay.
You actually can.
2 test dice, 1 bonus dice.
Do it, and that extra bonus dice I gave you?
1d6. 11. And no shift because we're on indifferent.
Yeah, but so it'd just be a bonus dice. So we'd take, so it's the same result actually.
As the 9. Result. That's right.
I am gonna give you that because I think 2 degrees is fucking nuts. And we've never seen it done before, and I really like the maneuver. So he is gonna lose his cunning rank from his intrigue defense. So yeah, you give him a splurge of details, and he's just like, He's trying to keep up with his pen. So he's just like scribble, 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 scribble,
Mhm.
scribble, scribble, scribble. It's like, all right, hang on.
Okay.
So from where? And he's like staring at you as you tries to figure this
From
out.
the Vale, I believe.
You believe.
Oh, it's a long story. His squire came to me in a terrible state yesterday. Apparently, his lord is fond of the drink. I said that I would make sure his lord was properly signed up so that the squire wouldn't get a beating. So I took his lordship's papers and I present them to you. I am, of course, a maester of the citadel, and a lord should be presented by a maester more than a mere boy. That's insulting to both of us.
Nice. All right.
That's worthy of a few bonus, I think. That's pretty good.
At least one.
Yeah. What
This is the tourney of the king's hand, no?
what action are you using?
I am using. Hold on, let me check my sheet again. This is an influence.
It is? Okay. So I'll give you 2 bonus dice for that.
Okay.
1 for being a maester and 2 for using the truth to lie.
Using the truth to lie. So I am rolling a. What is the influence? Use technique to cause damage. So this is going to be deception again.
It is, yeah. Deception.
And
But you can use
2 bonus dice and convince bonus.
Yeah.
All right, but I can only have 2 bonus dice total because I only have 2 ranks.
Yes,
correct?
you can. Yes.
All right, so I'm rolling a total of 2 bonus dice. 12.
That's 2 6s. That's very good. That's 2 degrees of success. What is your will rank?
My will rank is 3.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, sod it. Okay. So he it's just kind of like, oh right, okay, yeah, whatever. Alright. And he's signed you up and he like sends you on your way. Next. And he's like, getting the next person. Try. And there's like this knight like barges past you in his like full plate armor. Alright. Everyone else who is looking out, still no sign of poor Samwell.
Something's
Did he
wrong.
fucking die or something?
We're in really trouble. We're in big trouble if he's got the gold cloaks. Just saying.
Yep. We just keep going. We keep going straight ahead. Get on with the fucking plan.
Right.
I'm gonna hand the reins off to Alice, and
Mhm.
gonna go have a walk around.
Go and find the boy.
He's going to shrug and nod. So blend in and try to figure out where this little shit has gone.
Okay. So you're trying to find a boy in the outskirts of King's Landing.
That sounds very bad when you say it.
That's almost heroic, I'd say.
I'm trying to find Samwell, the squire of the noble lackadaisical griffin, Ambrose servant, and I'm going to see if he's tattled on us.
Okay. To find this, it's going to be heroic difficulty 21.
Oh, God, I think that's even impossible for me to roll. What am I even going to roll?
Streetwise.
Awareness? Streetwise?
Knowledge
Oh,
streetwise.
hell no. There's no way that's going to happen. I'm going to burn my 1 destiny point to meet that.
Okay. You actually head through every side street you can, just checking little taverns, everywhere you think he might be, and you're making like double quick time. You end up by the King's Gate, which is the gate towards the city. And on the other side, you see Samwell running through the streets with the tabard slung over his shoulder as he's just running really fast.
Immediately appear beside him and like knock him on the back of the head. Double time now! And just bark at him and run alongside.
All right. He's knackered already. His breathing is like massively labored.
Who gives a shit? Keep running, boy.
You're just kind of jogging next to him as he's really trying hard. You just keep slapping him.
Yeah, if he's not quick enough, I'll literally wrench the tabard from him and bolt.
Okay. Alfred, you are entering this archery contest?
Yeah, why not?
Cool. All right. For a bit of perspective, Geralt, even though it was a very quick scene, like looking for him takes time. Like it's taken at least an hour just to get round everywhere to check things over. So you're spending the morning just looking for this poor boy amongst all the other crap that you guys have been doing. So Alfred has a chance to enter the archery contest.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Let's just find my tawny bit. Combat tournaments. Archery competition. Missing the target all 3 times eliminates a competitor. The targets then move back.
It basically just gets proceedingly harder and harder, doesn't it? Until...
Yeah. Okay. So I need you to roll a marksmanship test for me, difficulty 6.
Okay, I can do that. 27.
As you hit the bullseye of this, 10, 15 yard thing.
Is Thingy there?
Who's that?
You know who.
The Blood Raven.
Yeah.
Looking down the line, after your shot, there are 3 or 4 arrows in the bullseye with you. As you look back, there are cheers for a man in a dark cloak that has, and his hood is up. And as he turns and just gives a very kind of stoic wave to the crowd, you see an albino man.
Oh, I know.
Milk white skin, long white hair, and one red eye. On the right side of his face, he has a red wine-stained birthmark that extends from his throat and up towards his right cheek. As you regard it for a moment, it looks almost, from the angle and the way that it crests up to the chin and the jawline, like a little raven. It's kind of sat on his neck. He's fairly thin, just a slip under 6 feet tall, and he has gaunt features and a grim, foreboding aspect with sharp, vaguely sinister features. Underneath the cloak that's fairly loose about his doublet, he wears the kind of scarlet and dark smoke grey colours with kind of black embellishments.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
His empty eye socket is covered in a patch. Oh, no it's not. He just doesn't have an eye.
Yeah, I remember reading up. He loves people just making it uncomfortable for people. It's weird.
Yeah, he wears this white hair straight about his shoulders,
Mm.
with the front brushed forward to cover his missing eye. So it's kind of he's got a bit of an emo thing going on down one side.
Yeah.
By his side is a scabbard with a thin sword inside, and his bow is a long white weirwood bow.
Now Alfred has seen 2 mega swords of Westeros.
No, it's destiny.
As you stare at him, he looks just down the line very, very briefly, and then catches your eye, and then just stares for a second.
I'm not breaking contact. I'm staring right back at him.
Okay.
And as Alfred's staring back, all he can think about is red grass, and he actually starts gripping the bow tighter.
You haven't noticed, but there's a call for archers ready. And the people around you can feel them have drawn their bows. The Blood Raven raises his bow and without looking at the target, stares at you still with his one good eye.
I'll draw.
Okay. I want you to roll for me a hard difficulty 15 with a penalty dice.
Oh, crap.
In fact, 2 penalty dice because of your fucking eye, mate. We keep forgetting about this eye, don't we?
We do.
But
That's only to awareness. Not.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I get a -1 to the result rely on awareness.
So
-1 dice on cunning memory, and I'm marked. But that's what you gave me. You didn't give me a minus on my.
All right.
You were very generous of me with that. Really generous.
Are you gonna look at the target?
Yeah, I'm not stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the target.
Don't look away. Just match him. Shut
All
for
right,
shut.
you know what? Okay, fine. I'll match him eye to eye. Yeah, why not?
Unless you think Alfred would look like.
Okay.
Go with what you think the character would do.
No, Alfred would look. He's not. He's thing, but he wants to win. He's like, he fucked me on red grass. I'm gonna fuck him here. So he's going for the win.
Okay.
He hasn't got enough arrogance yet. We'll get there.
Yeah.
He's not truly become a Greenmont.
So
with a penalty dice.
So one penalty dice, is it?
Yeah. So you're staring, yeah?
22.
Okay.
I had 3 6s. Holy shit. Awesome.
So your 22 just hits the edge of the bullseye. And because there are cheers, and just as Brynden lets loose, you see his eye just flick towards the target really quickly and back at you. And he hits one of the second ring out.
Okay.
And then back, you are now the last 2 competitors to go into, after a couple of rounds, to essentially go into the final.
Okay.
It's you and the Blood Raven. But before that, we have a knight to mount. Horse, I don't know.
In every sense of the word.
Yeah.
No, distinctly not in one particular sense of the word.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we need to do?
I don't know, gang. What's the plan?
So
So
basically,
yeah.
So Geralt's gonna have to find the boy.
And
I'm guessing failed.
well, no,
you did?
burned a destiny point to literally make sure that he wasn't ratting us out. He was getting the tabard, and now I'm running back to the tourney grounds to find
Awesome.
the y'all so that we can get him properly suited up.
But Sam said that's going to take a while. It's like at least an hour. So
Yeah.
we've got time to. I don't know. What the fuck? We need to get
gotta
him
find-
ready for his joust.
Right.
We
And-
have to fill his pockets with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shove.
So I think
Ugh.
Alice's job is going to be stuffing
Mm-hmm.
with the stuff while the maester is working on the strap for the lance. I think there was a problem where it was hard to predict how to actually do it until we had an actual horse there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the maester is working on, is this last strap to get the lance into place, so that what we can do, the maesters realize we've got to make sure the lance goes up. So he's got attached like an extra pull, and he's realized someone's got to pull that lance up at the start before the horse runs. And that's what he's working on. He's like trying to figure out how he's going to do this. He hasn't told Alice yet that there's a problem. He's just working away while Alice is doing the stuffing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I imagine we need to find out who we're up against, right?
Nah, that's not important.
It'll be announced. That's what
It
heralds are
doesn't
for.
matter.
It really doesn't matter at this point.
I mean, fair, yeah. Wait. When we get to the tourney grounds, I'm going to send Samwell on the way to wherever I suppose they are. Like, go look for the old shithead and go. And I'm going to see if literally the Hand of the King is like in the tournament box, like watching every tilt.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Great. Wonderful. And yeah. Just gonna skulk back to the group where I'm assuming Samuel has gotten the tabard, which has complicated the straps, I'm assuming.
Well, not quite yet. No.
Not quite yet.
He's not turned up yet.
So I'm just trying to work out how you want to do this. I just think we roll for it, I guess. This is going to be hard. So this is going to be difficulty 15 to get this kind of like last bit just in place, right?
Okay.
Well, we don't need the lance to come down. All we need is just to stay up. Because you start off like that and you go, and then you lower it, don't you, as you get closer?
Yeah, so you
Well,
get
we don't
closer.
care if he lowers it or not. We
The
want
maester
him to get hit.
wants to like animate it. Like the maester
Alright,
in his head
okay,
is
alright.
like, I want this to be convincing right up until it's not anymore.
Okay.
Like he doesn't want people thinking there's something wrong until
It's a matter of pride.
yes, it's you got to make this right.
Okay, Darren Aronofsky, what have you got?
We're about to desecrate a man's body. We're going to do this right.
Okay. This is going to be a difficulty. There's a hard difficulty. This is going to be 15.
Okay.
It's the target I'm looking for. And this is going to be cunning, I think.
Okay.
Are there any specialties
Decipher?
from anywhere? It's not really like forging a thing or cracking a
Let me
code.
see. Not really. I don't really have anything else relevant, I would say.
Do you have any knowledge of medicine?
I do. But I didn't have any special, like bonus dice in medicine.
Bonus die, yeah. No.
Mm-mm. I think it's just going to have to be flat cunning. I don't have...
Okie dokie.
Did someone donate me a bonus dice earlier? No?
I
No.
remember it was myself.
No, it was
and
given.
Alice.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Straight cunning. Difficulty 15.
Yeah. This will like happen. We're just checking
Yeah,
just how convincing.
Bang on.
Oh,
I think the fear is because you've got to manipulate the arm, he's scared he's going to break the whole arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's almost there's almost like a delay thing that you've got going on. And you're just not sure
Yeah,
on
you
the
got to
weight
like tighten
and
the yeah.
Right. Okay, so you're testing this this lance descending a couple of times, and like the targeting's way off, but that doesn't necessarily matter.
All right, Alice, are you done with your work?
She like steps back and admires her work. She's stuffed everything: his boots, his breastplate, his helmet. Like I imagine he's wearing a bit like a chain coif or at least a padded under his helm. So that stuff. She's even shoved a bit in his mouth, just to make sure like his gauntlets are full. Like every inch of this man is covered that she could do.
Nice.
No.
That's right, I think.
Alice, you are a remarkable woman. And I mean this is an utmost compliment.
Oh dear. What do you want me to do?
Go away.
What?
People will notice you with this knight very soon, and I'd rather you not be noticed with this knight because I'd like you to live.
Okay.
So go away.
All right.
Go and see how Alfred is doing, perhaps. Go and have a drink in a tavern.
Yeah.
Find yourself a charming gold cloak. Whatever you like, whatever entertains you. Just go away.
She just smiles broadly and goes, all right, I'll see you later. If you need me, probably be in a tavern. Maybe face down in a pair of tits.
I'll see you at the fish.
And she walks off.
All right. The Laxatical Griffin is being called, and so the time is now.
All right, Nagi 2. It is your time.
Just as you walk the...
Where is the damn squire? I don't want to do this.
The crowd stands waiting in anticipation. On the one side, in the stalls and the box, are the noblemen of Westeros and the royal family. King Daemon II, King of the Andals of Roynet and the First Men and Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. Next to him, Prince Baelor Targaryen, the Hammer, Prince of Dragonstone, Hand of the King and Protector of the Realm. His wife, his prince, a boy of 10, accompanied by his younger brother, a boy of 8. All watching and waiting for the Laxatical Griffin to be heralded.
And Maester Whirl is like, please let that fucking squire show up soon. And then when he doesn't, he takes a breath and he straightens up his Maester cloak, straightens the chain. Walks in, Nagy's rein in hand. Your Grace! Your other graces! Prince Valar! Happy Names Day. May the gods old and new smile upon us all as I present to you, lords, ladies, and high graces, the lackadaisical griffin, Sir Ambrose Servant of the Vale. And like he is sweating from head to toe.
There is a smattering of applause. Like, okay, cool.
And he carefully cranks that lever so that the lance rises a little bit as like a wave.
In your back, you get this thud of the impact behind you, and then scrabbling round the side of you is little Samwell with the tabard, like, ah!
About time, Samuel. I'm so glad to see you. We don't have time for the tabard. Okay.
What? And he's like half climbed on the horse almost already.
Do you intend to ride with him? That would be quite the spectacle. Get off the horse.
You're like pulling him down. Like,
Yeah, just puzzling off the horse.
Edge of the crowd, just like mouth agape, hands.
My
clasped up, and
apologies, a
Gerald is
squire so dedicated he will ride with his lord. We will teach him a lesson. And he does a dramatic slap.
and you hear people like talking and like confused. It's weird.
Squire, you're making a show of our resting night. Stop it. Okay.
Okay.
And Maester escorts him to the end of the list.
Sure. All right.
And he looks at Samuel. He says, "Boy, you better run for your life. If I catch you, I will kill you myself."
Alfred. As we reach the culmination of the archery contest, it comes down to this final shot.
Okay.
Difficulty 18. We're at the full length now, and Brendan's not taking any chances. He's looking the target square with his one good eye, and is preparing his bow.
Okay.
You're to fire together. And essentially, mechanically, the archer with the highest total degrees of success from all 3 shots in the last round is declared the winner. So we'll just do degrees of success on this one test.
Okay. So Alfred matching him, he does a full draw, his mind focusing on the target. But the target is like changing to his face, and he kind of tenses up, thinking back again. He caused all the things that went wrong. He is the source of the problem that happened with Greenmont. If it wasn't for him, they could have won, and there could have been so much. And he's putting all his kind of as he's pulling back through all of his strength, his anger, and then as it reaches that one point, there's almost like a calm, and he just exhales and just lets the arrow go. And still one penalty bonus?
No penalty, no.
Okay.
Because you're looking at the target.
Oh! Fuck! No!
Wow. It's a lot of ones, mate.
That is, it's almost like getting hit in the face again with the thing. But this seems worse. This seems worse somehow.
In your final, fuck it, we're doing stupid Knight's Tale Robin Hood shit. In your final, shot, you hit bullseye at a weird angle, and then Brendan's arrow comes in and splits yours in two in the center of the bullseye. In amongst a very tight spacing of all of your arrows, in all these notches that have been ripped open, it pierces the target very, very deeply and clearly. And Brendan Rivers is declared the winner of the archery contest, but not before there are screams and cries from the tourney grounds across from you.
Okay.
As the horse for the lackadaisical griffin stands there for a moment, just for a second, as the other rider lowers the lance and starts riding. And then the squire looks at you, Wirral, as nothing happens.
Why are you still here? I told you to run! And he slaps this horse as hard as he can to get the horse to go.
So you run up to this horse, slap it on the back of the leg, and it goes. To your eyes, as close as you are, the Lord Arryn wobbles in his seat a bit. Back and forth.
Shit.
As the momentum, thankfully, the thing holds him, and his arm lowers like a
yes.
But the strap holds.
Come on.
The lance doesn't connect at all with the target coming towards him. This Dornish knight that's rushing towards him. Dornish knight smashes his lance, breaks it square onto this guy's chest, with no, work from the shield or anything from Lord Arryn. It smashes into this cadaver on horseback, and a spray, an explosion of silver coins rains down on the tourney ground. There is a cry all around you. You can see out the corner of your eye, Wirral, that one or two of the gold cloaks are dropping spears, going for blades, wondering what the hell's going on as they look around confused. The hand of the king stands, as do a few other nobles. But no one really knows what to do for a second. And then, kind of squires that are working the tournament, and a couple of heralds, a silent sister or two as well, actually. It's like some of the kind of healers come down as Lord Arryn has been thrown from his horse onto the mud. And they go to him to check just what's happened. Are you sticking around? And Geralt, this is just as you rush in too. You hear the cry, and then just as you rush in through the gates, you can see the shower just over the way.
Didn't remember that part of the plan.
The Maester locks eyes with Gerald and just gives a head shake, eyes wide, bulging. He's paler than you've ever seen him.
Gonna go up to Wirral and just like take a few steps forward, hands in pockets, follow me, and just blend through the crowd.
Okay. Over Wirral's shoulder, you see a couple of the healers point towards Wirral. You see their mouths move with a kind of get that maester.
Cleaver, can you get me out of here? No. Quick.
And the gold cloaks are turning on you.
Just grab the back of Wirral's neck and just duck the head down and bull rush through the crowd, like as quick as possible.
Okay. I need all of you to make a contested athletics test.
All right. I will use my bonus dice here.
Okay.
12.
10. Oh, that's a good roll from the maester.
Good enough.
All right. So, at some point, a gold cloak just sidelines the two of you almost, and in this struggle, Geralt just loses a grip of Wirral, and there are like a dozen gold cloaks now catching up behind you and around you.
Immediately stiletto out of the sleeve and just the neck of this bastard, just straight up skewer.
All right, you kill him first, but then,
or at least try to. If you want, I can.
Ah, fuck
roll.
it. I'm in narration mode.
All right.
You stab this guy in the neck, but now with a dozen men around you, there's really no contest as they come in with spears at length, with cudgels, with long swords. As slowly but surely as you knock someone away, you parry something, you get in underneath someone's armor again, you're slashed at the side. And Wirral is grabbed and dragged backwards.
And as Wirral disappears into the crowd from Cleaver's sight, he's yelling. And he's yelling, "The king sends Prince Balar a present! I hope he enjoys it!" And there's a crunch of glass as the maester shatters a vial. And then in his other hand, he's fumbling for something. And he gets hold of his like flint and tinder, and he basically sets himself on fire.
Fuck yes.
At that, if that's enough of a distraction, Geralt is just going to try and scramble out from under everybody else, just a straight up like quickness. Just fuck it, run.
Okay, I'm going to contest that with fighting.
Go ahead. 13.
Ouch. All right.
Oof.
With this gash in your side, you still manage to like dash away from these gold cloaks as they chase you down back towards the fish market. Alfred, with people now starting to move weirdly as a crowd off towards the tourney grounds to see what's happened, guards start moving away. And the blood raven next to you says, "Shower of silver."
Alfred's going to look confused at him.
Shower of silver. Makes sense now. Who are you,
Alfred.
boy?
He'll nod his head in respect. Sir Alfred Wilde.
Sir Alfred.
Your Grace. And he'll slink off.
Yeah, and Bloodraven starts walking towards the tourney grounds. A couple of his archers, then flanking up behind him. And yeah, I can imagine this thing. You're moving through a crowd that's all moving towards you. But like before, there is just this peace. And even though there are cries, there are shouts from the street, and there's confusion and many voices behind you. They're almost muffled as walking towards these tents away from King's Landing. There is a strange peace. You are walking into peace rather than into chaos. Alice, you can hear chaos in the street. Cries from the gold cloaks. Eventually, as you can all hear, the bells, the nearest bell in the city starts ringing. What are you doing?
She's just laying low. Because the plan was, if we get separated, don't try and go looking for each other. That's terrible. That's how you get caught. So Alice is just gonna hunker down at the fish because that's where Wirral said that he would meet her. So she's just gonna get a pint, chat up a few ladies, a few fellas, whoever catches her eyes. She's just gonna have a nice evening. Maybe get the temperature of what's happening. You know what I mean? Just casually, but never not like being too interested.
All right. As an epilogue, then, you get from people that there was this absolutely crazy kind of commotion and scene in the tournament. Someone presented a knight, like they put a dead person on horseback, and they describe your plan to you. Mm-hmm. And this shower of silver coins with Daemon Blackfyre's face on. And that there was this crazed maester that said that it was this message from Daemon II. And people are afraid, and there is talk again of rebellion brewing.
Mm-hmm. I think in Alice's little epilogue, she definitely used that to schmooze onto somebody. She's like, "Don't worry, I got you. I'll protect you," with her big muscles.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think he does a little toast. She just says, "For the king, for good health."
Yeah. All right. And the bar wench that as major acquaintance toasts with you to the king. So let's wrap up there, folks.
Could I just do one thing?
Yeah, of course.
Man. The morning after, the survivors.
Yeah.
Where he heads up to Alice and Gal, I assume. He survived, right?
I think he would have just ran after he broke free.
He's too smart to.
No, yeah,
I don't know. Did he survive?
I thought we were leaving you on a poetic I'm fucking off from this nonsense.
Yeah, I really think it was first boat to Bravos. I'm there.
Well, so I meant Alfred actually. I thought we were leaving on a
that's
poetic.
fine. We'll leave it as that. Yeah, that's fine.
Here's a big poetic. I'm leaving this.
What is the very last thing we see of Alfred then? Yeah. In this moment.
You see. So you see Alfred.
I have an idea.
Go on.
It's your character, but I have an idea.
Yeah, please share.
You take your patch off.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So so if Bloodraven can fucking do it,
yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore.
You see Alfred kind of on a road going south from King's Landing, and as he gets out and he looks back, he takes off the patch and throws it down, slings his bow over his shoulder, and then just starts walking down the road.
And Alfred's scar is plain in sight. This gash that runs down one whole side of his face, and this
God. Take this thing off now.
and this
That's better.
and this sunken, permanently bruised eye socket
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah,
been sewn
absolutely.
over. As he walks down, I guess if he's just
road, isn't
walking
it?
west, he's walking down the Gold Road
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yay!
That's
where we'll leave it. There we go. That's
We
nice.
did it! We did our heist!
That's nice and poetic. I like that.
Yes.
That was cool.
And only one of us died.
No, I'm surprised. I can't kill anyone. It's shit.
And once again, cowardice saved the day.
I mean, to be fair, Sam, you would have totally killed the Maester. He just beat you to that punch.
Well, I was just like, that was cool. I was just like,
Love
they're
that.
gonna take him, aren't they? They're not gonna just kill him.
Yeah.
I'd interrogate him.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Maester knew that straight away, didn't? I mean,
Yeah, mate.
The Maester, like the second Sam wasn't on time, Samwell wasn't on time, the Maester knew he was dead because he was going to have to do it.
I love that. I love the inevitability of that feeling of like, could they? No.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so cool.
That's why he was like, get out of here. You are now no use to me. It's too late. I've already started.
Yeah. Alrighty. Tom,
Yes.
you're right. How's it like to be back and everything? You're good.
It's really good to be back. I love playing Alfred. I just like developing the character bit by bit, like little by little. He seems to be coming together to be in maybe the man he wants, or maybe the man he thinks he should be. But I absolutely loved it, and it was also really, really nice to see the plan come into fruition. You know, it developed into that. And we wanted to make the biggest statement that the Seven Kingdoms would hear from, and something like that. It's a big statement and will be talked about quite significantly. And I think Bittersteel would be pretty happy about that. And one of the a part of me wanted to use but just burn a destiny to match. I don't know how that would have worked. It wouldn't have matched it, would it? It would have just given me 5, right?
If you burn a destiny point, you could have made the hit perfectly.
Would that have beaten or
No.
just matched him?
No. Because
No.
you'd have hit the difficulty.
Oh, it'd
which
been
was
18, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that I like the fact that Alfred's went toe to toe with Bloodraven all the way until the very end. It would have been nice to beaten him and got that juicy coin purse. But second place doesn't get anything, does it?
I will give you a glory.
To be fair, Tom, if you'd have beat him, he probably would have killed you in your sleep.
Probably, yeah.
No one beats the
So
Blood
it's
Raven.
probably a good idea that I didn't beat him.
I
But
honestly was half expecting him to just turn around and just snipe you out of the crowd.
I mean,
It's not his style, though, right?
yeah, no,
He's got time.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of time. But I like the idea that in Alfred's mind, he's kind of like a rival, as in he wants to be the one to put an arrow between that guy's, take his other eye. Yeah, he wants to take his other eye because in his mind, he's the cause of everything that went wrong with Greenmont. Everything. That was when it all started going downhill.
That's what I love about this. Is you start thinking about who people are, and it gets real juicy fruits.
Yeah. And again, your idea of just taking the thing off, like, well, if he can do it, I've got nothing to be ashamed of. And it's just another little development thing for Alfred, and I love those kinds of things. So
Nice.
Really enjoyed it. Brilliant, love it.
Awesome. Where can we find you on the internet webs?
You can find me. I'm on Twitter, redundant _UK, or on Twitch, redundant UK. Or you can check me out on Discord. I'm on the Black Cats Gaming Discord as well, if you want to check that out. But yeah, that's where you can mainly find me. I'm also on Encounter Roleplay on Tuesdays for Tentacle Tuesday with Call of Cthulhu.
And if you want to see Tom doing more, I'm going to talk to all of my crew to find out all their backstories. You can watch him play the Outer Worlds on Twitch at the moment, because that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
That was such a like, we had a chat like BioWare, like Mass Effect style, Outer World style screen. We're just going around the ship, just talking to people.
Yeah, I love doing that. That's definitely one of the I love doing that, and meeting the most adorable engineer ever. I love her.
She is the best. How far
She's
have you got with
the
that plot?
best.
Because it's fucking amazing.
I haven't. I don't think I finished it, but they're communicating with each other, and she's happy. I don't know how much further it goes, but
Oh, mate,
it's
you've got
pretty
some fetch
adorable.
quests to sort out.
Okay. I can't wait. It's so adorable.
You have legit got some fetch quests to do, but she is adorable. Absolutely adorable. Cool, thank you very much. Jason, you've been away for a while as well, haven't you? Did you enjoy it?
Oh God, it's so great to be back. Even though this was not the final sort of backup that I've got, occupying Geralt's headspace is very fun, and to be surrounded again by this crew is just an honor, always, as always. So yeah, looking forward to whatever we've got next. At Just Jason Please on Twitter, if you want to figure out where I am at any one point in time. I've got a pin tweet, which is inaccurate. I've got to sort that out. But man, yeah, one of these days I'll fail like an agility test and you'll murk one of my characters.
It's your out, isn't it? It's definitely your way out.
Yeah,
Like-
it's slight spoilers for my backup. He does have a flaw in agility, so
Yes!
So
Yeah,
does
okay.
Marcia. Twinsies.
Twinsies, yes.
You're both clumsy. Awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, no, that's pretty great.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
Well, keep your bonus dice for your new character.
No, I already spent it. I spent it to try and get Wirral. And
Get me out.
Oh
work.
my. I missed that.
Yeah.
Let's sort that out. There we go. Professional to the very end.
I shouldn't have said anything. I could have gotten a free bonus dice. Go to
damn
somebody
it.
else.
Well, maybe Susie will donate hers. Nah.
Oh no.
No, you can have it.
I mean,
Oh, no.
you might need it for Ironwood.
Well, I feel like it should either go to Alfred. It should go to
Yeah.
Alfred, right? He's the only one continuing
Yeah.
from the story.
That is
Alright.
true.
Very true. Yeah.
I mean, it's up to Susie. It's her dice, but that would be my
Yeah,
input.
no. I mean,
Well,
it was donated for Alice. Alice's story is no more. She had a wonderful evening. She's given up the life of crime.
She's retired happily somewhere in the Reach.
Yeah.
I was
She
going to
had the
offer her.
Reach is lovely this
I was
time.
going to offer her to come with him down to Greenmont.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
can
you
we
want.
get Curie a girlfriend in the form of Alice? Just
Yeah.
two big buff ladies.
I mean, if you want to travel south with him, more than welcome. Meet her on
Alright.
the road.
I guess it's
yeah.
up to you. Like, do you travel south or do you go back to Tyrosh to give the king the news?
Well,
think
Oh,
he'd find
he'll
out.
hear it. He'll hear
You'll
it.
find out. All right.
I mean, might be big rewards if you go back. Just saying.
Yeah, you got a gold dragon, didn't you? That was the
Gold
reward.
Dragon each. Yep.
A
Yeah.
gold dragon.
And since we're not going back, that's like 5 gold dragons for you.
That is true. All right, yeah.
There she
Okay.
goes. There
Yeah,
she
she'll
goes.
go back. With the 5 gold
Greenmont is
dragons.
still there for you later, though.
Yeah, get your money and then come down and visit.
yeah.
We're just across the water and then some mountains.
For shoresies.
We've got a
Holiday.
lovely blacksmith who would love to meet you.
Castle forged battle axe.
Oh,
Oof.
careful, Charlie. That's like a proposal.
I mean, it is with Greenmonts, right? I don't know,
Yeah, they give
something.
weapons. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, then. Well, Susie, where can we find you and what are you up to?
Well, you can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace because I'm a big fan of mono branding and it's my name. So yeah, I've got a pinned tweet that has my schedule on it, which is updated for November and the time change because DST is bullshit. But next time you'll find me will be on my channel tomorrow. I'll be playing some more Bloodborne, getting some inspiration for the Hellfire plot.
Dropping
we're
off more
currently
roofs.
Jumping off more roofs. Falling off cliffs. Gravity is my one nemesis. We are actually fighting a Briatis, daughter of the cosmos. That's my next boss. She's a horrible big eldritch abomination. She's beautiful. So we'll be kicking her ass tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT. And also, when I'm not doing that, I am the media marketing coordinator for Black Cats Gaming, who are a very good tabletop company that you should support and follow them on all the socials. Because really, when you're talking to them, you're talking to me, and I'm a delight. So, hit us up on all our socials.
gonna quote that somewhere.
That's how you do it. That's how you do PR.
I'm gonna quote that somewhere. That's genius. All right, friends. Well, from Black Cats to Encounter Roleplay, let's talk to Charlie.
Oh, hey, that's me.
That's you. So you're up next week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. According
Right.
to our cast call sheet, Marcia is coming up.
You
I'm super excited.
and Jason.
Yeah, I'm
And-
only like a week behind Tom on like the delay between like playtimes, basically.
Yeah.
And so I'm very excited. I got my Marcia wig ready. I got the headband. I got the dress. It's all ready to go. I'm scared. I've been making the shit meter for how shit things are, episode to episode with Susie.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say Marcia has a really rough time at the start of season 1. It improves a little bit and then it drops off the fucking cliff again. So, I mean, we're making mountain ranges in my charts and I'm hoping for an up. But given the shit that has just gone down.
Well, I can tell you that there will be a second secret guest.
I don't like this news.
On
I felt a genuine pang of fear just then. Like I had like just genuine anxiety hit me.
My
Sam.
heart hit
Oh.
my fucking ass.
I mean, not the guest, but is the guest character the one that I, remember?
Oh.
Okay, I'll ask you later because I
Secrets.
think I might know what it is.
All right.
The actual, I think.
Sam, if you tell me,
Well-
I really won't tell Charlie.
I will kill you all.
No.
That would ruin the
Um,
surprise.
I'm going to be
That
premiering
was-
a new character anyway, so I mean, you
Yeah,
know.
so
Yeah.
new character coming up. So that's going to be the 14th. So be here 3 p.m. Eastern if you're in the US on that side of the coast. 8 p.m. UK if you are over here, this side of the pond. We have a lot of shit going on. Susie and I are going to continue our community rewatch with episode 4 soon. I'm thinking maybe one night this weekend because I've cancelled a ton of stuff. So I have some time and I'd really like to continue watching that. My bullet journal is now covered with beard because I've been hugging this thing and I had a lot of beard drawn on. I had a blast tonight. I know it was a little bit off of our normal style a little bit, but I still feel like it's going to be consequences and it's fun. And it was really cool to see Alfred grow. I've missed him. And Marcia in the back of my head has missed him. And I'm super proud of him for doing the archery contest. The second I heard Brendan Rivers was there, I was like, well, I know what Alfred's doing. Like, I don't care about the rest of the mission now. I have one mission in this game, and that's to get Alfred to go to the fucking archery contest.
You were the best motivational speaker of Westeros.
Now,
142 to 198.
Mm.
well,
Honestly,
I've been
I
setting
would-
souls alight for a long time.
I would like that maester down at Greenmont. For sure.
Unfortunately, just torched himself.
If only
Bit of
they
a
could
problem
afford a
with that.
maester.
Wow.
That was some shit.
We've got a
talk
little bit
there.
of money, actually. Money isn't the biggest issue we have. It's population.
Yeah, true.
Especially when, wards keep getting taken and people keep leaving and never coming back. But we do, of course, have Jason bringing in a new character next week, as already mentioned. I am an Encounter Roleplay. You can catch me over there most days of the week, except Thursdays when I'm here. Tomorrow we're playing Dread with Virginia as our DM at 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK. V is killing it. It's a lot of fun. So if you want to come out and hang out and watch a pulpy sci-fi disaster show, kind of like this one, but sci-fi and Judge Dredd themed, come and check that out. That's what we do on Fridays.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to come and play with us on Encounter Roleplay, we've got a monthly meat grinder, which Susie is DMing this month. It's November 30th, which is the same day as Dragon Meet. So if you're not in London meeting Dragons and Sam and everyone, then come and hang out with Susie and the crew. We're raising money for suicide prevention this month. The theme of the meat grinder is Takeshi's Castle meets D&D meets Crystal Maze, all of that stuff. So it's a gauntlet. It's going to test all of your skills, wits, and it's going to be so much fun.
That
And the
sounds so
sign up
cool.
is via the Encounter Roleplay Discord. Just ping me if you need a link. If not, go to the Meat Grinder channel, post a character sheet. It's level 3 D&D 5e characters, publish content, etc., etc.
Nice. I had lots of fun with the last one. I'm actually pretty sad I'm going to miss this one.
Thank you so much for running our joust, by the way.
It's
We
okay.
raised, I think it was £170 in the end that we raised for
brilliant.
Macmillan Cancer Support.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's good. Really pleased with that. Cool. All right. Thank you, everyone. So, last little bit from me then. When I'm not doing my day job at my desk at Modifius Entertainment, I am writing the spy game. At the moment, I'm working again on some equipment stuff, and it's about requisitions. So it's about getting your gear, getting gadgets, gearing up before a mission, all that kind of stuff that we hadn't put in this iteration of the beta. So I'm getting through that as fast as I can in between being a bit sick, being at work, writing this and doing all the other stuff. So bear with me, but that should be done pretty soon, and then I'll get to lay that out and publish it really quickly. If you're not, for whatever reason, involved in our Discord and you're already like a backer or something, or you want to know more information, head over to the Discord link that I've just posted up in chat, and just ask us anything if you need a bit more information. Our late pledges should be going up pretty soon. We're just going to be testing that stuff out shortly. Over the next few weeks, and then we'll have that up for late pledges, so you can get in if you missed out on the Kickstarter itself. So we'll have more information. Obviously, we'll be shouting about it from the rooftops when that goes up, so we'll be doing that as well. Other than that, keep joining us here on Thursdays at 8 p.m. GMT now, not BST, or 5 p.m. Eastern. No, that's wrong. 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I did 3, not 5, and it's weird way around. But yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be back in Fox Hollow next week. All right. Until then, friends, see you later. Stay with the video because we will raid someone. I just got to do the thing. I keep forgetting. So bye-bye.